the whole shooting thing at the Mandalay Bay, that wasn't really fun. But this story, a Democrat, and I heard about this. I heard about this journalist. He's a well-regarded journalist, been in the game for 35 years. He's one of the good ones. He's not one of these propagandists you see on the mainstream media or certain local news stations. Yes, we all want a special master in Jade Cargill, ETEP. He's I probably shouldn't be joking about this. He helped uncover like corruption between state officials and the Italian mafia back in the day, and that's what he specializes in. He is an actual watchdog, which is what the media is supposed to be before they became lapdogs. And he was murdered outside of his home. And everyone's like, this is weird. And it's not like he was shot, which would have been more humane, but somebody stabbed him to death. You know how much rage that takes? Do you know how passionate you have to be? How personal you have to take that, to stab somebody to death, and it's, yeah. So turns out it was a Democrat politician. We'll get into that tonight. We're also going to get into breaking news from earlier today. 35 Trump allies raided by the FBI. And while that was going on, Letitia James was taking Steve Bannon into custody in the Southern District of New York, the same Letitia James that was going after Donald Trump a few months ago. She was going to get Trump and we're going to get him here, and promising. People were quitting the investigation because there was no actual evidence. But yeah, now they're charging Steve Bannon, and thank you, because Bannon started a Build the Wall campaign and he actually paid himself out of it for the work he was doing. You can't do that. You're not the Red Cross. So now all the contributors to the campaign have no issue with this whatsoever, but the Democrats are here to save us from ourselves by charging Bannon with money laundering, even though everybody who donated doesn't have a problem with it. So thank you, Democrats, for saving us, for being our Superman. What else can be said? Isn't that like the left? They know what's best for you. So even though you don't think you got ripped off, even though you're saying you weren't stolen from, we're going to charge him anyway. Hail to Good Stuff, Comic Skater. Great to see you, sir. Yeah, Godzillionaires got it. Murdered for democracy. Dude screaming, "You're killing our democracy," as he was stabbing the poor journalists over and over. Hail to Clone Geek. Great to see you, sir. Pixar just announced a film that actually looks cool. Is it called My Son Hunter? It's called My Son Hunter. Yeah, Pixar and Breitbart joint venture. Hail to Judas Goat Barbecue. TGIF. I agree, bro. Yeah, good time. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Hold on. I've got to write ETEP a quick message here in the private chat. So shh, everyone just calm down. Does Good Stuff want a link? There we go. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and introduce our panelists for the evening first. I don't know what's going up quicker, his blood sugar or his status on YouTube, his career here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Superfan, Adam Shawhan.
It's not the diabetes, I promise. It's not. It's really not. It's just I. So yeah, we're here to have fun as always. That's what we do every week. And I know everybody's confused with the name, but it's your fault. You're the one that typed it in the private chat and I added to it. It just grows. Kai was like, "What in the world?" was trying to match mine, but mine was done by the Clown World Review. The deaf head, the master deaf head over here, So yeah, first Harvey Wakulian producer. I got the Super Beatus. I'm Mr. White Adams, you know, Mr. White or White, as they've called me, White Adam. Of course,
When
Shaw
you
Hennick,
come
the
home,
last name.
when you come home drunk, is your family like, don't bait us, bait us?
That's right. Don't beat us with the beaters. So yeah, but that was for you, Tony, and I had that on there all night on Justin's channel just for you. So just for you, brother.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for the invite.
So real quick, as a follow-up to that Pixar film, Clone Geek says it's a film about a boy who ends up becoming Earth's space ambassador. Ambassador?
Masturbator? Or
And
yeah.
Papa Cotton says, Salty has enough mods. He is playing hooky. Well, welcome, sir. I would be an awful, like, because I know Salty, he ain't pro censorship, you know, he's not for all this censorship. And I'd be such a shit mod. I'd be like, got censoring everybody in there just to say I did something. It'd be awful. I'm not pro censorship either. I'm just, yeah, that would be pretty awesome to be a mod for Salty.
Salty good people.
Yes. With a name like that, Adam could sit on the Iron Throne.
But I prefer my leather chair, baby.
Hell yeah. Except when it's hot and your ass sticks to it.
But remember, I am in a quad level, so I'm in the basement. I'm underground, baby. I'm in the bunker. We're safe. It's nice and cool down here.
Nice. That's awesome, dude. I can't. It finally cooled off today. It was a decent summer for Las Vegas. One of the nicest summers I've experienced in my entire life being out here. Usually it's like 90 days straight of 110 plus weather, but we were hovering around the 90s, you know. It was a little more humid than normal, but then we get to the last week of August, and it's like, okay, June, July, and August, then it cools down. And we got to the last week of August, and the temperature shot up to above 110, and it's been there through the beginning of September. When it should be cooling down, it got hot as shit. But finally, we got some relief today, and tomorrow we're going to get even more, so I'm happy, because my balls can only take so much. I work out in the heat, so... Yes, Papa Cotton said Salty's on fire tonight. Catch the replay on Rumble. I'll make sure to do that. Fucking love Salty Cracker, dude. The way he doesn't need any special gimmicks or nothing. He just gets on the mic and calls it how it is in a way that only Salty can. So hell yeah. Dude deserves it. He's gonna be at 1 million real soon. Yeah. Dude deserves like PewDiePie has like 111 million. Like fucking Salty should be at like 10% of that. Fucking he dude deserves all the success in the world. Next up, one of the best creators, one of the most talented creators in the independent comic scene. Go over to Amazon right now if you don't have a copy of Infinitale Chronicles. Pick it up, and I guarantee you're going to put that book down. Like, when does book 2 come out? Like, really good story, beautiful art, beautiful colors. And I've seen just a little bit of the art from book 2. I can't wait to see what comes next. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Fisk.
Oh yeah. Hey, I got this receipt from Chick-fil-A. Like, is this guy declassified? Oh, hold on a minute. There's a knock at the door. yeah, we're in trouble, people.
Just me, Chris. I'm just knocking. I have a delivery. I have a delivery for you.
Why is there a white van? Yeah, that delivery van has been sitting here for 2.5 weeks, and my phone keeps clicking. I don't know why.
You know what is classified as that Chick-fil-A sauce, mayonnaise and ketchup.
Hell yeah.
Yes. It's like the secret sauce everywhere. They're like, our fry sauce, our secret sauce. It's like, guys, it's fucking mayonnaise and ketchup. We're not stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I like their mustard on the chicken, but you can just get a mustard sauce. You know, it's just a sweeter mustard. That's all. It's not hard to make.
I'm all about Szechuan.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
well,
So, Hell yeah. Thank you for joining us tonight, Chris. And
Hey, thanks for
yeah,
having me, man.
tuck that receipt. Dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to show that off.
I mean, I've been knocking on the door for hours to hand you an Amazon book because you don't have one, but you won't answer, you dirty little Jew.
Oh, Jesus.
Speaking of dirty little who, we've got Mr. E-Tap Aquarium, sir.
Hi! I see we're going with the anti-Semitism real early, bud. Well, shit. I'll tell you that the fucking Goyim no, shut it down. That's it. Shut it down.
What's going on, man? Good to be
And that
here.
was not planned, people. I didn't even know he was coming on when I did the Jew skit with Chris. Like, I did not know.
Damn.
Hey! What an auspicious start to the program. How you doing, everybody? I've been toiling in relative trash today. I mean, literal trash. To do this. The best part of the She-Hulk episode was me editing it into a Melrose Place opening scene. That was...
Okay.
The rest of the episode's garbage, so there you go. Just watch my review. It's much better. It's only 10 minutes long. But this is... I mean, thank you, though, for having me, man. Sorry I was a little bit late. But yeah, I had to cleanse my palate with some of Mary Jane's flour after that nonsense. But it's good to be here.
Papa Cotton says Fisk needs to do a show with Culture Casino and call it Cuddles and Giggles.
I'll do it.
Ladies
Frank
and
Chris with a good time.
yeah. So, last but not least on the panel tonight, when we talk about talented creators, here's another one. Second to none, the fulfillment king himself, always hard at work, bringing you entertainment, not just quote unquote fighting the culture war. We're fighting the ooh, where's my R2D2 bucket? No, he's building new culture. Which is, that's more important than anything else, than raising awareness or anything, is building the towers back up when these evil people knock it down. And that's what this man does right here, Mr. Hans Cock.
Hello, everyone. I've got a bucket of secret sauce for you, and you in the back. No, I was cleansing my palate off of Leia. I think that, her name was Leia. Not the one you're thinking of. This was a queen, not a princess. Oh, wait, that doesn't sound right either. Damn, I'm going to take more medication. Hello, everyone, and welcome. And enjoy the good old Hans Cock. Hi, everyone. I was running a little late myself, but yeah. How's everyone doing tonight?
Great. Not as good as Draven. And speaking of Draven, he'll try to call in a little bit. He's busy hanging out with Mickey James, the NWO. Those types. I guess him and Mickey are stalking Trish Stratus together. So
Nice.
Lucky Draven.
He's going to teach her how to not be visible in the light, kind of a thing.
Yes. In fact, we can get a little sneak preview of that here. Let me pull it up here.
It's even better than E-Tep's dream coming true. Dun 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 dun. Laser eye. I played that clip on my show earlier. Like, I played the little bit where you did your spew, and I'm like, the best part was this. Like, afterwards, talking to the guys, go, we didn't plan it. Like, it was just natural, us being us, and the guys love it. They're just like, oh yeah, that's even nicer.
Mickey James, she was the now a lot of people talk about Trish and Lita, and they're cool. They had a great rivalry, but it always felt like Mickey James was the Wario to Trish Stratus. Like, you had kind of like the cute, good-looking blonde, kind of a do-gooder. Then you had Mickey James coming. She's got the darker hair, at least compared to Trish, and was just kind of like the bad girl, to Trish's good girl. And, she was kind of like, I know that people always mention the Lita Trish rivalry, and that was a great rivalry, but I think Mickey and Trish's rivalry deserved a little more credit. It was really intriguing when Mickie James debuted. One of the more intriguing debuts, I think, for a women's wrestler in the WWE.
Yeah, wasn't she like all stalking and wanting to get with Trish? That was hot.
Kissing Trish. Yeah, like damn.
She kidnapped her. Trish's fiance.
I'd like some more, please.
Yeah, please, sir. I'd like some more.
And let's not mention that Trish's bad dye job, because both these gals are not blondes naturally. So
no,
Mickie looks better.
Well, spit in her mouth. Oh wait. Oh, sorry.
You know,
Trish
doesn't look. Trish doesn't look horrible with blonde hair. Like usually, I'm a fan of like kind of darker hair, like Mickey's color, like that light brown. I guess it confuses me because I'll see someone and be like, "Oh, they're I don't know, blonde," and someone will tell me, "No, that's light brown or that's dirty blonde," and then I'll see someone and say it's light brown hair and they'll call it blonde. So maybe I'm just fucking colorblind. I don't know, but I like
bro. It's the visor.
Yeah, I guess, man. I like brunettes, or like kind of like how Mickie James's hair is, how it's a little lighter brown, but yeah. So for me to compliment Trish on blonde hair, I'm just saying that's
not a fan of the Shixas.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Tony? Where it's lighter, that's where the gray came through and the dye didn't take.
Jeez. Now
but we love Trish Stratus anyway. I do. My daughter was a bigger Trish fan than she was a big Trish fan until Mickie James showed up, and then she was a huge Mickie James fan. That was more her female wrestler.
Speaking of Trish fans, this is Aaliyah. She's wrestling in the WWE now, and she's from Trish's hometown, and it's like she grew up idolizing Trish. God, I saw her a couple like weeks ago on Raw. I'm like, holy shit! Like,
you know what? Number one, I'm glad to see an Aaliyah that hasn't been peed on by R. Kelly, and number two, this one has survived survived every plane ride she's been on, obviously. So she's ahead. She's ahead of the curve as far as Aaliyah's go.
Well, when Jesus. They tell her we're 50 pounds overweight, she doesn't insist on bringing all the shit she bought from Jamaica or wherever she was coming from with her. So, the plane doesn't go down.
Well, fellas, I have the same problem, but it's in my pants. 50 pounds I can't get rid of.
Somebody change this old guy's diaper.
Yeah.
Godzillionaire. No, I wasn't with the swimming queen, Leah Thomas. I'm the only one who had a cock there. Unlike your mom.
But Hans cock, it's okay. We know. It's those ginormous balls you're carrying.
Yep.
Those ginormous.
And hold. They're in my shoes.
Hail the Hicks villain. How are you, sir? He says Mickie James also had a great photo shoot before WWE.
I've seen it.
Yes, she did.
Giggity.
Yes, she did.
Did you see her porno with the black guy?
You could see her fucking lower intestine in that photo shoot.
Oh, now my interest is really piqued.
Yeah, you had my interest. Now you have my attention, sir.
Yeah, you're right, Judas Goat Barbecue. That's why I like Chris being on streams too. Like he ups the levity of the stream. He's got a great laugh. Like my laugh is stupid. I'm just ha ha ha.
Same.
Ha.
I laugh because I hurt.
I look like I'm having a seizure when I laugh.
Look like you're changing the orange man, dude. What happened to your camera?
Oh no! They're coming for you!
All of a sudden,
Getting angry.
Lurking behind every corner, an orange man with tiny hands who's going to take your abortions and grab your vaginas.
I'm having nightmares.
They're huge. Huge hands, huge.
Huge.
Is this unprecedented to arrest a former president for not turning in documents?
A former president that had committed this many provable criminal acts.
But what are the provable criminal acts, I guess?
Provable criminal acts. Well, I'm done talking.
I'm done.
Brainwashed idiot.
What's that
I'm done.
Canadian restaurant? We'll just say Hicksville, and if Leah yacked on herself during a match, we can only hope it was poutine.
Sorry, Kyle, it's cuttlefish.
What's that Canadian restaurant? What Rogers? Like it's some dude's name?
Tim Hortons?
Tim Hortons, yes.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers Roasters is American, baby.
Yeah.
Like I've yacked Tim Hortons
been
all
to one
over
of
my
those,
chest.
Well, you see that video of the lady who like flipped out and pulled the turd out of her butt and threw it at the Tim Hortons guy because he's like,
Je-
"You're not a customer.
Jesus!
You're not pooping here."
Whoa.
No.
That's a bit extreme.
Tonight on ABC News.
Brian, who let Brian Stelter back on the air?
No, well, my thing is so much for the whole myth about Canadians being polite. There's nothing more impolite than having a turd bounce off your head when you're trying to eat your poutine.
Well, look, Kay, I'm going to go enjoy me Hortons and hit you with a turd, huh? So you better look out, pal.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
I said, please. Eh?
Don't be a hoser.
Don't be a
I don't know
hoser.
if you saw the Carrie Lake video from last week, Vinny. You might have joined us like a little late, maybe, but I played it right at the beginning.
Which one?
Here.
Sorry, you said you feel like Joe Biden is dividing the country, but do you feel like Donald Trump is doing the same by falsely telling people that he won that election when he lost it?
How does that divide the country? Questioning an election where there are obviously problems is dividing the country? Since when can we not ask questions about our elections? As a journalist for many years, I was a journalist after 2016, and I distinctly remember many people just like you asking a lot of questions about the 2016 election results. And nobody tried to shut you up. Nobody tried to tell Hillary Clinton to shut up. Nobody tried to tell Kamala Harris when she was questioning the legitimacy of these electronic voting machines to stop. We have freedom of speech in this country, and you of all people should appreciate that. You're supposedly a journalist. You should appreciate that. So I don't see how asking questions about an election where there are many problems is dividing a country. What I do see dividing a country is shutting people down, censoring people, canceling people, trying to destroy people's lives when they do ask questions. Last I heard, we still have the Constitution. It's hanging by a thread, thanks to some of the work some people in this area have done. But we're going to save that Constitution, and we're going to bring back freedom of speech. And maybe someday you'll thank us for that.
Bring back. Wow. That's a beautiful speech, but bring back, bitch. We never lost it, you know?
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd get a ring for her, or at least make her a sandwich.
Yeah, holy shit.
Right?
Man,
Nice
good for
tits.
her.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving to Arizona because of her. You know, we're close to losing it. Like, let's jump into this story over here. Just broke a little while ago. Here, first I want to share this video clip of Steve Bannon getting locked up and everything he has to say. But while he was getting locked up, at least 35 Trump officials were raided by the FBI yesterday, and from what I understand, it could be up to 50 by now. So,
Yeah, that's dude. I just heard that. And that lawyer, what's his name? Army, that brunette, she said it too. She says it's illegal on every level what they did, but yeah, it looks like it's up to 50.
yeah.
Yet they're still doing it. That's the scary thing. And you guys have heard me say it. I'm scared. Trump is not the president anymore. He hasn't ran yet. He is a civilian, and they've been attacking him.
Well,
They're civilians.
The only people they're accountable to is the people. And when half of them are, yes, do it, political wins, then, you know, that's the whole thing. Like, all one side has been trying to do is shake the other side out of it. We're not trying to win by any means necessary. We're trying to, hey, we're being manipulated. The middle class is being destroyed.
Right.
Wake up and help us put a stop to this. But they're morons. So let's listen to what Steve Bannon had to say as he was on the perp walk.
For every conservative American, this is what happens in the last days of a dying regime. They will never shut me up, not to kill me first.
Amused.
I have not yet begun to fight.
Wow.
For every conservative American, this is what happens in the last days of a dying regime. They will never shut me up, not to kill me first. I have not yet begun to fight.
Yep. So, and you see that cop on the right of him. He's amused. He thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's,
I
oh
don't
yeah.
find any of
whatever.
this stuff funny because I don't know if you've been arrested or not, but I have. Then you got to bail out, and then you don't get that money back. That shit ain't fun.
No, that's how they economically terrorized Rittenhouse.
Yep.
Yeah. It's fucking
So
awesome.
they did it to that bodega worker too. You think $50,000
Exactly. I don't
comes out of
understand
nowhere?
that, Chris. I still to this day don't. Okay, he defended himself. Why are you arresting him? You need to have proof to arrest his ass. He didn't do nothing wrong. He wasn't going nowhere. You know,
the fact they blocked crowdfunding to help this guy because he's a bodega worker. Who the hell, dude? This guy couldn't manifest $4,000 from an emergency fund, let alone $50,000.
And then you have someone like Lynn Wood, a sabotager, somebody who is there to stir the pot, having fucking Rittenhouse shouldn't have spent a night in prison. Instead, he spent like close to 3 months in prison.
Yep.
Yeah. Because that piece of shit. Yeah. And it shows you how corrupt it all is. And that guy was what, one of Trump's lawyers or some shit at one point? Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So
what happened to innocent until proven guilty? And you don't just sit me in a jail cell and let me rot until I can bail out and then have to prove my innocence.
Exactly.
My guilt.
Mm-hmm.
So from timcast.com, written by the beautiful Cassandra Fairbanks. Breaking, Steve Bannon says at least 35 Trump allies had their homes raided by the FBI on Thursday. Bannon announced the raids during an appearance on the Charlie Kirk Show on Real America's Voice. Let's take a look.
Yesterday, one of the best days of my life. It was a very powerful spiritual day for me. It was a lot of things came into high clarity. I was totally in the zone, as you say in sports, the entire time. And, they're not going to shut me up. We see you saw from the demonic speech that Biden gave in Philadelphia, exactly this is a dying regime. That was a primal scream. And here, what they're trying to do, no matter who it is, Donald Trump in Mar-a-Lago, there were 35 FBI raids yesterday, right? Handing out, there's another grand jury coming together on January 6th. The Washington Post reported it. They just reported a couple names. There were 35 senior members of MAGA, Republicans, supporters of Donald Trump, that were the FBI rolled in on, right? When they didn't need to do it. Remember, all these people have lawyers. All their lawyers are very well known. No, the jackbooted Gestapo's got to show up at their door and make a big display of this. So there's so much going on that people don't even know at so many levels on trying to put people in bankruptcy, trying to deplatform them, all of it. And quite frankly, I think that's what's so powerful about you guys having this great reset conference, because this is really what it's about. This is this globalist apparatus.
That's right.
This is the American arm of that, the Biden regime. And what they're trying to do is shut down everybody, whether it's Alex Jones, Charlie Kirk, Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump. They're trying to use lawfare, financial terrorism, everything legally, and quite frankly, up to assassinations. That's why they're swatting people like crazy. So we got our work cut out for us. And if you blink, it's over. So screw them. I spit right in their eye. I could care less. We're coming. We're rolling, and we're rolling hard, baby.
It's the only way to fight them. Steve, can you reiterate that? You said there were 35 FBI raids yesterday. I consider myself well-read. I didn't see that anywhere. Can you elaborate on that?
I've been reported. I'm breaking that news right here. If you go to the Washington Post story, I think Josh Dossey's story, if your staff pulls it, Charlie, they mentioned, I think, 5 names, Boris Epstein being one of them, but I think there's 5 people. There were 35.
Yeah, so we get the point.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, they said there were 5, but there were 35. And we all know that sounds
and
how they do it.
And they said tonight, right before I came on, I saw it. It said they said up to 50.
Yep. And Harmeet Dillon is saying she can confirm this. She happens to know many of the allies. And look, it wasn't that long ago the FBI was taking what's his name? Robert one of Trump's senior officials. His name will come to me in a minute. I'm sorry, I was talking about it yesterday on my stream. But like 70-year-old man, and they've got him in leg shackles and handcuffs, perp walking him. They have to perp walk you because it's all about the psychological aspect. It's all about a warning to anybody else. And like for no reason, like they took his phone, they took everything, wouldn't even show him a warrant for it, and then perp walk him to solitary confinement. This financial guy who,
Roger Stone,
not Roger Stone. Here I can look up his name real quick.
The name you can't remember,
yeah, exactly. I should remember his name, but I don't.
All right, man. You can't remember everything.
The point is, we know what's going on here. Like these. But Roger Stone too, completely harmless as far as physical threats go, and they're showing up with dozens of agents at his house.
And CNN.
4:30 in the morning, tipping off CNN.
Yeah, with his wife who has cancer. Who's going
Peter
through cancer
Navarro.
treatment.
Peter Navarro.
For nothing other than a show of power. I mean, when did this become, communist America? Because this is 110% commie ran at this point.
Oh yeah, we lost this country decades ago.
See, that's the sad thing too. Like Godzillion, he said, the problem is even with the Republicans, if they retake Congress, they'll be too chicken shit to do anything. Well, the problem is that most of those Republicans, their palms are all greased. That's why they're letting so much shit go through right now.
Yeah,
that's
they're
the problem.
One side of the same coin.
Yeah.
Problem is, they all need to be replaced. Both sides, Democrats and Republicans, because ain't nobody done shit for us lately.
It's the establishment. It's the ones playing the game like, hey, well, as long as, us or you are in the White House, we own this country. As long as we're the ones controlling Congress, those are the ones. Like, labels don't even matter anymore.
No.
John McCain needs to be, when he was. I'll say Mitch McConnell needs to be replaced just as bad as Nancy Pelosi does.
Oh yeah, yeah. But there's no
disagreement.
To this. There's nothing peaceful about this. They won't enact any type of like limitations or term limits to people who are like career politicians. These people are vampires. They've basically latched on and they're sucking this country dry.
They put this man in leg shackles to march him in front of cameras to solitary confinement.
Fucking insane.
Is that Roger Stone?
That's
Navarro.
Yeah.
No, but Roger Stone too. And look, a lot of people don't like Roger Stone because of various reasons, and that's on you. But he's not going to
run.
He's a track runner.
Yeah, he's not going to run. I mean, I better see Fauci get the same thing done to him after all the shit he's done when they arrest him.
You're right.
Yeah.
I want to
have shackles on.
I want to see Ron Paul there from Kentucky. He's like, yeah, I'm going to handcuff you myself to the Fauci.
And they talk about, well, Republicans are extremists and they're dangerous in their rhetoric. It was Rand Paul who, like, within a year or 15-month span, had to deal with the baseball shooting from the Bernie supporter. Back when they didn't blame politicians for their speech, when their wild fans would take action. Steve Scalise almost lost his fucking life. Rand Paul was shot at, and then the man goes home and is just trying to mow his lawn, and he gets attacked by his neighbor. And here comes the media. Oh, it's not political. It's not political. His neighbor of so many years just decided to attack him. Definitely not political. Fucking Rand Paul had to have a piece of his lung removed from that, and it took him like over a year to recuperate from that because his rib broke. Right? His rib broke and stabbed his lung.
Oh, damn. Well, here's the thing: is political violence is only coming from one side, and it's not the Republicans.
Yeah, but the Republicans are the ones being tagged as the problem makers.
Oh, yeah. No,
this current administration.
I just watched a video yesterday on Twitter. Okay, it's probably taken down by now, but it was this ghetto bastard didn't do nothing, who's bragging about how I'm gonna shoot in Minecraft, white people or whatever. Goes into a store. Remember, he's filming this with his camera. Shoots a dude, and then gets back in his car and drives off. A white dude just shoots him, and he's like, and white supremacy is a problem? Like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I know. And thank you for the insight, Papa Cotton, on Carrie Lake. Like, I'm just getting to know her. It's just she seems based to me, but all of them seem great until they're in office, and then it's a different story. So Papa Cotton says Carrie Lake does say all the right things, I'll admit that, but she's been a part of the propaganda machine my entire life. I don't trust her, and I live in Arizona. And yeah, she was in the media. She was a journalist before she, ran for office. So we can hope that she'll do the right things too. But yeah, I don't think it's wise to trust any of these people at this point because they're snakes.
No, yeah, that's the thing is they've been in office. Some of them have been in office longer than we've been alive, and they've continued like their career. They're parasites. These aren't real people. These are evil people who've latched on as part of some oligarchy or part of some aristocracy in America that we're not supposed to talk about, and they're controlling everything. And we have no say in it. It's literally we're going to go start a war with some country because. We're trying to hide money laundering thing because some other asshole pointed it out. Like, we're going to go economically depress Europe because, we got to bug up our ass. We're going to go unleash a bioweapon because we don't want a candidate who's been putting tariffs.
Look, people are using candles in Europe and out hunting for fucking firewood because of us.
Mm-hmm.
Because we stopped supplying them. Because, and not just us, we see the German officials laughing at Trump as he's warning them, you don't want to be dependent on Russia because the moment there's an issue, they cut you off, and the elites in Germany aren't paying for it. They're going to have heat. They're going to have lights. They're not using candles. It's the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people that always have to pay the fucking bill when it comes due. For
people
the
that these assholes are
decisions.
supposed to be working for.
Yeah, well, there are going to be people dying.
They forgot that.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be people dying and freezing to death and all this stuff. And these same assholes that are, these rich people, what happened? And just shrug their shoulders. It's all Putin's fault. No. The Trade
Putin.
Federation and the clone troopers are on the same team.
Yep.
It's Putin. It's Ukraine. It's Trump. It's white supremacy. It's alt-right. It's Russian bots. It's who else can we blame? Come on, get me a list here, people. You know what I mean? That's exactly. Well, they won't blame China because
can't blame China. That list that can't be done. No.
We're China's bitch.
Yeah,
we're China's bitch.
CCP assets in our government right now.
We want a special master. We've already got one, and his name's fucking Winnie the Pooh, Kim Jong.
I don't know what you're talking about. This panel, I'll take care of them, Ping. China number one.
Guinea Pig Collective. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got someone calling in on location from.
Please tell me he's sitting on Mickey James' lap.
I was going to say from Mickey James' balls, but I don't know. No homo. What's up, Draven?
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up,
man?
How you guys doing?
What did she smell like?
Oh, I don't even know.
You don't know? You could have spilled her from there. Come on, we know you binded a little bit.
Yeah, you should have been like, rub my legs till my hair turns blonde and sniffed her.
When you took the picture, you were like, call me Corn Pop.
God, right. That's fucked up.
Say I was a bad dude.
I love the.
Well, I thought we were going to compare notes.
I love the conspiracy theory that Corn Pop was some dude at the pool who's like, hey, why are these kids rubbing your fucking leg? And like he was trying to get help for the kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a bad dude for pointing out that I'm
yeah.
Hey man, these are my kids. It takes a village to sniff a kid's hair, man.
Yes. So how was Horror Hound all around, bro? Did you let us know about the NWO? Let us know about Mickey James.
So far it's been pretty good. Mickey James was pretty nice. Even though some people that I know that have met her said she was kind of a cunt, but I thought she was fine. And then I didn't really get to talk to Nash and them. Tomorrow I'm going to get their autograph on the photo. So I'll probably get a chance to talk to them then.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, and
Nikki was awesome. I fucking, when I met her,
Yeah, I
dude,
thought she was cool.
She was super cool, bubbly and fun.
Yeah, you never know how people are either. They might be, trying to be one of those weird fans who let's take a picture together, and they're like feeling her ribs and shit. Like,
I did have my arm around her.
Were you hover handing?
No.
Oh.
You didn't do a Keanu Reeves then?
Yeah,
No.
Keanu.
I love
No
Mickey
Keanu.
James.
Draven, I have a question though. When you were done taking your picture with her, what did you did you say this to
Why
her?
don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
Damn.
I did not.
He saved it for
Is
Ghislaine
he still here?
Maxwell.
Because she could take it. I love you, Draven, but I'm pretty sure she'd whoop your ass, bro.
Oh,
He's gonna
probably.
go say
I
that.
probably like it.
Oh, I know
Say
you
that. To,
like it.
we
At least
need you
I
to
have
say
another-
that to. We need you to say that to Perlman.
Oh
Yes.
shit! I forgot about the Perlman.
Yes, the Gashman is there.
His line was pretty big, actually.
Was it a small one?
No,
People love Gash.
that's true.
There were people having him autograph animatronics.
No, not that I'm aware of.
It's all about the Hellgash.
He's signing a really odd amount of My Buddy dolls, and he's keeping some of them too, which I find strangely.
I was going to take Vinny's picture and have him sign it to Vinny.
Why does
Is
this
he
one have
in,
a hole in its butt?
The new Child's Play? Is he in that?
No.
Darren, like my
I just
father
like
before
young
me.
Gash.
Hey, this my buddy and kid sister have crispy outfits. What's going on?
Oh.
I used to have a My Buddy when I was a kid until I threw up all over it.
Jesus.
Sounds like Aaliyah. Yes.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah, a couple things here. Yeah, first off, hail Darren like my father before me. There's another.
Yeah.
There's another comment here. So yeah, Godzillionaire.
Okay, I was going back to it.
Yeah, the problem is with Republicans, you're right. They're gonna take over Congress again, and they're gonna be like, well, come on, Nancy, slow down. Let's bygones be bygones. As the fucking feds are rushing in and fucking handcuffing them and throwing them. And if it's this bad now, imagine when the Democrats take over the House or Senate in, another 2 years, 4 years, and they're gonna be like, no, there's no need to escalate things, and no need to
Pelosi's still in
impeach.
power.
No need to impeach old Joe. Like, that's one thing I'm not happy about. Like, if the Republicans take Congress again, I want McConnell and McCarthy the fuck out of there.
Yep.
Yes.
They need to go, and McConnell needs to go before anybody else for sure. That Nancy, she gave me stock tips.
Slow down.
I got a goiter problem. I'm gonna make another trip to Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Do you notice
But
that
Rand
there's
Paul, the Senate Majority Leader, man.
Exactly.
Do you notice
Yes.
the trend though? It's always the same. Like the bad guys are willing to do what needs to be done, and the good guys just sit back and let them do it. So in order for evil to exist, good men need do nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's the same reason why we're allowed to bash Christianity, and yet we live in abject fear of even making a cartoon of Muhammad.
Yep.
Like, guys, sack the fuck up, fight back.
Oh,
Like
shit.
these Republicans are worthless.
But Chris, we're that generation of people that have been seeing this too long. Like the younger generations haven't lived as long as we have.
Yep.
All of us on this panel are close enough in age to know what I'm talking about.
They don't remember Occupy Wall Street. They don't remember Obama's first term.
Banks too big to
either
fail.
term.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Think about it. People who were, 9, 10 years old during Occupy Wall Street are 19, 20 years old now.
What? They're 19 years old they're 40 now, right?
No, people during Occupy Wall Street in 2012, People who are like 9 or 10 years old, they're 19 or 20 now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah, so they're so young. They were too
down,
young to really realize it. And as a young adult, you don't really pay attention to this kind of stuff. It's when you get a little bit older where you kind of start focusing more. At least for me, it was that way. Once I wasn't working anymore, 2 jobs to support my family and shit.
And I just, sorry.
No, what was that, bro?
Well, I mean, just to go back on the whole sack fuck up thing, like, do you remember? Like, I'm sure some of you might. Actually, probably most of you aren't old enough to remember this, but during the Olympics, when the entire Israeli team got taken out, does anybody remember that?
Yeah.
The Munich thing. So basically, there was an Olympic team. I think were they swimmers, or it was like some sports team or something from Israel. Some other country that we're not allowed to equate with a certain act, who do it all the time, from a certain religious belief. Went in and murdered every one of the Israeli Olympian team members. So what did the Israelis do? And this is something that we should be taking a book from. They hunted those people down.
Yeah.
They hunted all of the and took them all out. And that's what we need to do, because if the enemies are not afraid to harm you, then they're going to harm you. It's why we're seeing those laws being repealed.
The only time America fights or goes to war is for things we don't need to be doing, or to run a certain agenda. We don't actually go out, and fight for justice anymore. We don't go and stop a Libyan slave trade, and not saying we should get involved with that, because every time we get involved with any international affairs, it makes things worse. But yeah, not that the people should have been left there, but instead of going to Ukraine, why don't we go get our people that were left in Afghanistan? Not doing that.
Crazy.
No, that was intentional.
Absolutely.
They're just the blood sacrifice. So.
Yeah, it was 72 when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really. Yeah, I thought it was 82. Yeah, it's 70. It was 72.
Jeez.
There's a
I
reason
remember
why
watching a movie. I remember watching a movie about that.
That's a good point. Like, we're talking about, people don't remember Occupy Wall Street who were 8 or 9 years old. That was 10 years before I was born. I didn't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Israeli Olympic team, like that's
I remember it because, like Pete Etep said, it was a movie. There was a movie about it. And then when Chris, as soon as you said it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I remember hearing about."
I sure as fuck know about Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
Yep.
John Kidd. But that's the thing, is like the reason why, like, a lot of it, at least, of why Israel's being so vilified or whatever, is because they don't take the shit.
So
they're like, "Oh, they took out a school." It's like, dude, you had 100 Hamas or whatever in there with, like that. You use that school as a shield. Blame the people hiding behind the kids. Don't blame the guys attacking. Like, that's not how this works.
So Darren, like my father before me, says, over here in the UK, our annual energy bills have gone from 1950 pounds in July up to 5,350 pounds from next April, almost tripling in just over a year. It makes me so mad.
Yep.
Because it doesn't have to just be the American people. I'm for the people. I'm for
humanity, Tony, like I am.
I'm for the bourgeoisie, because the bourgeoisie isn't the rich. It isn't the poor. The bourgeoisie is the middle class. Mm-hmm. Maybe some upper middle class, but I'm for the middle class.
Yeah. Well,
and
here's the fucking sad thing. People in the UK, it's going to be even worse, because King George III here, this bitch, he's 100%, with the New World Order motherfuckers.
Yeah, with the agenda.
His agenda is worse than anyone else's. It's really fucking frightening with the green bullshit to try.
Oh yeah, that's all a scam.
It is.
All of it. All of it is economically collapse.
Yep.
Well, yeah,
collapse society so that they stay at the top. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
And with the Queen being gone now, and we know where she was at, and now look, what we're going to happen with him, dude. I just see it going. I mean, it is weird to, in our lifetime, have known about the Queen, and then the stuff that we have seen, and to see her pass. And granted, we knew it was going to happen. It's not like she was a spring chicken. But it's still sad. And again, I'm about humanity. If you take all the bullshit away from everything, you take the race and the religion and the politics and just all of that, and you just put us down to people being people again, I think it would be way better off. And that's what I'm about, the humanity part of it.
That's the whole thing. And like Clone Geek says, race is not nearly as bad as the media makes it out to be. No, because racism has never been the problem. It's classism.
Yep.
It's the haves and the have-nots.
Kings and your queens, if you will. See, we think that we're better than over there, and we left all that shit, but it's just a different version of it.
Yep. Yeah, see, when this shit happens, when societies collapse and when they suffer from communism or authoritarianism, it's never the rich that have to pay. It's never the poor that have to pay. It's always the middle class. Always.
Yeah. Well, think about it, Tony. Rome didn't fall in a day. And yet, how are we to say that what we're dealing with now isn't that version of Rome?
That's why they say, like, the soldiers used to bang, like, the younger guys just joining us. I swear that was probably towards the end of Rome. I swear is when Rome was in the stage we're in now, when you hear the soldiers used to sleep with the younger soldiers and all that, guarantee it wasn't always like that. Or I can't guarantee, but I'll bet my bottom dollar on it. That's when they started fucking collapsing.
Of course, because that's it. You lose humanity. You have people who are desperate and crazy and everything else that fucking happens. Like, oh yeah, well things are fucked up. Let's go just do whatever we want. Greece is the one that they've always been like that. They have like the young
The world is in flames. Let's masturbate.
I didn't realize we lost you, Traven.
Sorry, I'm on my phone, and apparently you can't like go to anything else while you're in this.
Yeah.
Is there a mobile app for it?
Not that I know of.
No.
Goddamn.
There should be one when they're charging $25 a month, but no.
Yeah.
Right.
You get a phone call and boop, he's gone.
Yeah.
That's just like if you're sharing a screen, like when I'm playing videos and stuff, I wish from the StreamYards part you could play it, not have to go to the actual window that you have open and play it.
I know. So who else is going to be at I didn't mean to jump off subject there, but who else is going to be at Horror Hound? We've got Nash, we've got Sean Waltman / X-Pac, we've got Mickey James, we've got the Gashman.
You got the most important person, Angela Straven, there.
The guy who does Max from Goof Troop or whatever, the Goofy movie, he's there.
Oh, that's a horror movie.
The new grandpa from the Munsters is there.
Yeah, the new grandpa and Herman are there.
Yeah.
And then
no
fucking who else?
Did you tell the new Munsters to fuck off?
Like Century
Link? I didn't.
Yeah.
The most of the cast of The Thing is there. Keith David is there.
Nice.
Who else? I'm trying to think.
Super Troopers had 2 people there.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That cast is there.
Oh, nice. The game looks awesome.
Hocus Pocus. That cast is there.
Sarah Jessica Parker's there?
Except like them, like the kids side of Hocus Pocus is there.
Thora Birch?
Mm-hmm.
You should call dude a virgin.
No one else that I can really that I would know off the top of my head.
That's
there was
cool.
Some, I think the gal that was the little girl in Aliens is there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of smaller cast people this run, it seemed. There was other people like Ash was supposed to be there, or I'm sorry,
Bruce Campbell was supposed to be there, but he canceled or postponed.
Yeah. So I think they got a couple cast members from some of the movies that he was in to show up.
Yeah, the girl from Evil Dead is there.
Yeah,
nice.
And some guy from
Levy,
Evil
that
Dead.
one?
Huh?
Jane Levy?
I have no idea. I would tab to check, but I would get boot. Or well, let me rephrase that. It would mute everything, and when I come back, and then I would have to refresh.
The link in the private, if you want to click, that's a Horror Hound link. It's got everything on there if you want to. Because Draven can't. Because on the phone you're very limited to what you can do.
Right.
Sucks.
Let's take a look now that I'm done texting my wife about Splatoon 3.
Oh yeah, I so want Splatoon 3.
I haven't played I haven't played the Splatoon games before, but
Oh, they're
look
so
fun.
good.
Splatoon 2 is great. It's just the Japanese need to really understand how online games work.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had this really cool thing called Salmon Run, which was this like player versus enemy or PvE where you actually can group up with friends and go and mess like these like horde waves of fish coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, it only happens at certain times of day and it only happens like on a different schedule. And I was like, who the hell thought that was a good idea? Like,
Assholes.
Yeah, there. Horseface isn't there. Sarah Jessica Parker's not there.
So Jane
Bette
Levy
Midler's
played
not there either. Darn.
Do you know the name of the character?
Liv.
She
Macaroni
played in Evil
Midler.
Dead. Like, do you know if it was Mia from Evil Dead or?
It's the one black-haired chick.
Oh, Ash versus Evil Dead. Dana.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's awesome. I like her. She looks like Amy Winehouse, but not on drugs.
Rest in peace.
Oh, and that other guy too, the Ray Santiago. He was on there too. Was it Pedro? Was that his name? I forgot.
Well, Draven, maybe me and Mickey James will help that gal that's a wrestling fanatic in your case too.
What's
Holy
this?
shit! It looks like you're standing next to ETAP.
Oh, I know, dude.
Oh
like,
my god!
I like got in there and I'm like, oh my god, because like I had to look up.
Yeah. So
I just want to point out I have bigger calves than Kevin Nash. He looks like he has chicken legs.
Oh,
Like,
he did
compared to
quad.
he has a huge upper body. Like, no wonder he tears a quad putting his shoe on.
Skipped leg day.
Like forever, he skipped leg day.
Draven, swing by Serena Vincent's table and tell her I said hello.
Okay, I'll try.
Well, it's a Vinny shout out though, so you know that's a good thing.
Yeah,
He walks
that's
by
pretty
and
good.
throws Shadow of the Kraken at her and says, "Vinny says hello."
Yes.
There's Nash,
He's on my
Draven,
channel
and
and
ETAP.
everything. We work together. Yeah, look at his legs. Oh my god.
His legs are tiny, dude. Like Waltman probably has bigger legs than him.
He kind of looks like if Ron Perlman wasn't a Neanderthal. You know?
Maybe Kevin Nash.
They took the
They're like-
Klingon genes out of him.
Maybe Ron Perlman was his conjoined twin, and that's what happens when you detach them.
Yeah.
They turned into little gash monsters.
Ron Perlman was
Gash.
leftover.
He was the afterbirth.
Yeah.
Oh, they forgot to throw away the afterbirth, and it grew up to be Ron Perlman.
I was a
See, if you were here, ETAP, you could have got a picture with me, with them.
I would have
But
made a quad
no.
joke, and I would have made a quad joke, and it would have been awkward.
He would have had that same expression though.
Hey, we're like, all right, look at the camera. Look at the camera and say "too sweet." 1, 2, 3. Blow me like a quad. What? Nothing. Bye.
It's not like all you can do is walk away from him briskly. It's not like you can catch up with
Just
him on quad.
he'd blow a quad trying to chase you. Yeah, just whisper, just piss him off and whisper, "I'm not vaccinated."
Look,
I
real
voted for
quick.
Trump.
Guys,
What?
when I signed my print form and I went to hand it over, it fell out of my hand and hit the table. He bent over a little bit to pick it up and blew out a quad.
Real quick, guys, check this out. While New York is busy going after Trump and arresting Bannon and, really getting those extreme far-right individuals, even though Bannon talks about taxing the rich all the time, this is what's going on in New York. New York has declared a state disaster emergency over polio after the virus turned up in wastewater on Long Island. Now, I heard about polio being in their water weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
So it
Jesus.
must be getting a lot worse. So
Oh, yeah.
polio, that naturally appears in water.
Polio was eradicated.
I'm
That
not
was
saying
eliminated.
this. I'm not saying this happened, but were there any reports of Fauci visiting New York anytime?
He's got little vials.
Smallpox was
Yeah.
eradicated. Polio was eradicated.
Well,
and they were talking about years ago with the homeless crisis that viruses we've beat might start coming back. And I bet this is for I
but
bet
it doesn't
there's
help when
poo
you
in
have
the water.
unvaccinated people from other countries coming and squatting here either.
Oh yeah, when you have a
Yep.
porous border, I mean, it's
So-
basically
Real quick, I want to highlight a couple comments because Darren says this very well spoken. He says, "What scares the elite the most is..." Oh, hold on. "People must realize it's not a political war or a race war, gender war. These are all minor distractions. And might I say, the battle of the sexes is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. When I heard about it as a kid, I'm like, that's stupid. These are all minor distractions to keep us arguing and stop us from realizing that what this is really about is a class war. What scares the elite the most is the one day the people realize that the class war is what really matters. This will unite the underclass. It's at that point they realize the pitchforks are coming." And you're right. And that's the thing. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, come on, guys. It's both sides. It's the left and right." It's like, no. There's a big group of us who realize exactly what you said, Darren. We know exactly what it is. And we're trying to wake our brethren up. And so they go out and they call us clear and present dangers and dangerous, even though they're the ones shooting at people in baseball fields, attacking people while they mow their lawn, stab journalists to death in their front yard. It's sad. I don't want to win by any means necessary. I want to wake my neighbor up and have them realize they are being manipulated.
Yep.
I don't want to win by destroying the planet either, you know.
Well,
Dude,
it's
that's
easier.
even worse.
Dude, it's easier to deceive than to convince somebody that they've been deceived.
Yep.
What
Darren
if
goes
before you go into that, what if them reintroducing these older things that were apparently eradicated is a way for them to get everybody to take the thing?
Maybe
That's exactly what it is.
Because
it's biological warfare.
It's all distractions at the end of the day. Down the road, this is all distractions.
Yeah, because those are normal immunizations, and then they just combine it with the the thing.
Maybe. I don't want to get too far into that because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Allegedly in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Dude, our generation
this
spared
was
that
a game
vaccine.
hack.
Yeah, we were spared that
We need to
because,
go
because
over
they
the
had
numbers.
eradicated it. But then, exactly. Though by bringing it back, it makes it so that Big Pharma's going to make a lot of money. Let's put it
Well,
that way.
just like a certain virus that went around the world, like this came from a lab. This is not something that exists out in the wild. This was eradicated.
Check this tweet out. Let me pull it up real quick.
It better not be from Tim Pool because
This-
you might get taken.
Yeah.
Sorry,
This-
Tony. I had to.
This made me laugh when I saw this earlier. And I'm pretty sure Tim retweeted it. So Robert Reich on April 23rd, 2021. "You know how you got your vaccine without paying a dime? That's how all healthcare can be." Now Robert Reich, it must have been, date's not here, but I know it's recent. "The federal government gave Moderna $2.5 billion to develop a COVID-19 vaccine. Meanwhile, Moderna CEO just walked away from the company with a $926 million golden parachute. This is what oligarchy looks like."
Wasn't he just blowing him a year ago?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's
no
double
shit.
This is what Orwell told us, warned
They
us
eat
about.
them
This
all
is double think.
themselves alive.
No shit, Robert Third Reich.
Yeah.
You got it.
All about the hypocrisy.
Yeah, and they bank on this because the way that
Yep.
we've been conditioned by our media is we have the memory of a fucking goldfish. We don't remember what just happened to last week. That video of the black dude that just gunned down a white guy is going to be forgotten.
Yep.
Remember the
This
autistic kid on Facebook? That wasn't a hate crime.
Look at
No,
this
I
guy.
forgot.
I don't see any contradiction in this. Corporate greed is and has probably been the main obstacle to a rational healthcare debate. Look at him.
Oh shit!
Why does he
Every
look like
time.
John? Was it John C. Riley?
Dude, he looks like Salman Rushdie.
Dude, these people are unbelievable. Did you see like
You
the
mean
health?
Sal Bass?
Yeah.
Did you see like the health minister too of like fuck, what was it? Finland, one of those countries over there.
Oh, the morbidly obese Leviathan.
Oh my God.
That's Belgium.
Belgium, that's it. Yeah, she was ginormous. They said she had to retire, and Tucker goes, reportedly, I think it was health issues.
No kidding.
Yeah.
She's carrying about
Well,
6 people's worth of weight in that thing.
Yeah.
That's all right. Isn't our Surgeon General looks like the scientist from the original Independence Day dressed like a chick?
I was about to bring that up because he said that too. He goes, he was showing all the different ones. There was another one in another country. She had a giant cigar and fucking booze, super overweight as well. And he goes, look at ours. He goes, it's a dude. He goes, it's a dude in a dress who thinks it's a woman, but it's a dude.
Oh my God, dude, we gotta get a clip from that Independence Day where it's Brent Spiner with the thing around his neck going, "I just want you to die."
Yep.
He's
That's
like,
his
is Kevin
Surgeon
Nash's
General.
left knee missing?
Oh shit!
More than the right one.
It's fused like his spine.
Okay. But I didn't think he had a spine, so that they used the coat rack, right?
Yeah, he's got the articulation of a Star Wars figure.
You guys know this. You guys know that photo is doctored, right? That's not the original photo.
What's the original?
That is not the original. Hang on a second. I've got the original
no.
photo right here. Leave it to me to have to do this live, but I mean, there's sometimes these things just happen, and I get these, and they just fall into my lap. Well, here's the original photo.
Yeah.
Here's the original photo right here.
There it is.
Oh really?
Say too sweet, motherfucker. Say it.
Draven's playing the role of fentanyl.
Oh my God! And that's why, and Chauvin, he only had one knee. That's why he only gave him the one.
Yeah.
I gotta put the Fentos logo on.
Oh yeah.
It's Waltman's shirt. That's the real photo right there, you guys. Seriously, look. They're at Whorehound, so if you want to get Derek Chauvin and George Floyd's autograph, go down to Whorehound.
Speaking of the Black Plague,
Rings of power.
Yeah, Godzillionaire. That's something else. Like Dr. Drew was warning. Like I haven't listened to Adam Carolla and Drew regularly in a couple years now, like quite a few years. And Drew was talking about that in like 2016, 2017. Like they're worried about the Black Plague making a return because it's so fucking dirty. It's sad that it's been so long that this homeless epidemic has been going on, this homeless crisis. And I kind of spoke about that in my video rebutting Tim Pool. You know, this is what they want. What they want to do is to go into Appalachia, clothe all the mines because of my climate change, and send all the factory and all the good jobs overseas, and then flood the area with opiates and meth, and then be like, look, they're all drug addicts.
Yep.
Like, this is what they're cultivating for us, where
Well,
it's not even worth it. A lot of these people, yeah, most homeless people, they choose it. Some are mentally ill, they can't live a productive life, and that's sad that, you know, they don't have a family or a state-run facility or anywhere to go. A lot of people choose to be homeless, but one reason is because there was a time when you could sell radios all day or TVs, and that would be enough to put your kids through college, have a home, raise a family. You know, you might have to bust your ass, but put your kids through college. You know, you could feed your family off of just having a job. Now people are working 2 jobs, barely ever see their spouse, don't get to raise their kids, doing everything they can do to get by. Just to do it all over again next month. There's no incentive. There is no, well, work hard and it'll pay off, because you're just stuck in this vicious financial cycle.
Well, remember when 6 figures was like a big deal? Now it's like, yeah, good luck trying to buy a house with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in California, just a normal, Adam Carolla was talking about this a few years ago, before all the fun inflation and all that. He was talking about just to get a house in a pretty decent neighborhood now in LA where there aren't bums sleeping on the sidewalk and pissing on your front doorstep. And it's like $1 million now, not for a mansion or anything, just a nice home, you know. It's sad. Like, you know, back to Darren's point, like it's classism. It's drowning out the middle class.
Yeah.
It's making it to where no one can afford a home. And then these you should see how the companies send out mail and even text messages now. We can buy your home for cash. We can buy your home for cash right now because they want us all to be renters.
Yep. It's like in China, nobody owns land there. You have a 60-year lease for your house.
Yeah.
You will earn nothing and be miserable.
Yeah. I think one of my college professors, he was from South Korea. I think he was saying there that the way they pay rent, if you want your own, like if you want a house, like, and not even just to buy, but to rent, like you would have to have, let's say, like, I don't know, $100,000, and then you'd put it in the bank. Your landlord would put it in the bank or whatever. It's been years since you told me this, but they get interest off it every month. So let's say it was like, you know, just to make it easy, let's say it was $1,000 a month for the place you're renting, and you had like 1% interest. You would have to save up $100,000, and then they would put it in the bank and collect the interest every month.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you decided to move, they'd, you know, pull the money out, give it back or whatever. But it was like the craziest way of doing it. I don't know. Like, I guess, yeah, it's more guaranteed
interest
that
off
way.
your money for payment.
Yeah, like I was like, that seems too hard to like succeed. Like, holy shit. Maybe that's why families stick together there. So I don't know.
That's exactly why it is. It's out of necessity. It's not because they want to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think clans and like big families are the worst thing anyway. Like, I think we'd all be better off if, you know, yeah, we can travel into the city. We need hubs for certain things. But if most people had a big plot of land and they all specialized in something and had a big family, and that probably wouldn't be the worst way to live. Because we're isolated.
You could grow a business properly too.
Yeah, but they don't want that. They don't want strong family units. They don't.
No, they don't. They want people to be all fucking broken, angry. Dude, they don't want family to begin with. They don't want anybody. That's why
they want slave drones. They want slave drones.
Yeah.
Hail Lasso of Truth. Great to see you.
Hail Lasso.
But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good. It's all right. But that is the fucking thing. That's why they do like the automated robots on everything. They just the rich. They only think it. Yeah, we'll keep a couple of the poor around for certain things if we need it.
Well, no, that's the point. Is the reason why our population needs to go down is that we're getting robots or we're getting, you know, mechanized solutions to replace the slaves. Robot literally means worker. Like, that's what robot means. So it's like now we have an automated system to do this. We don't need these slaves around. So yeah, we're useless feeders. We're getting killed off either through the rainbow initiatives or through poisons or through bios. You know, I mean, it's not even conspiracy theory at this point. I mean, just look around. How many of us are healthy?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how many of us are like, I can't complain. I got nothing wrong with me. 20 years ago, that was a common thing. Most people weren't very, you know. Now it's like, yeah, I got this, and it's like, how the hell did everybody get so fucking sick all the time?
Yeah, well, it's definitely
We're being
environmental things outside.
It's the shit they're feeding us, man.
Yeah,
All the processed fucking garbage.
Processed garbage.
Yep, that people fucking eat. You know, it's like I don't eat the best all the time, but I mean, for the most part, yeah, I watch what the fuck I eat. You know, I grew up eating like homegrown shit because I grew up in the country. My parents had a garden, you know, like we grew shit. I always ate like farm cattle and fucking deer and shit, like venison. You know what I mean? farm chicken and eggs and stuff like that. And I still try to get as much of that stuff as I can. I mean, obviously can't do it all the time, but it's just like I'm knock on wood. I'm other than having a cold the last couple days, I'm fucking for 42. I'm good, but I smoke here and there and, I drink here and there, but I've pretty much taken care of myself. I'm getting back in my fitness and shit like that. And, I'm trying to eat healthier and, that's, I got a kid, that's motivation, but just longevity is the goal,
Of course.
You gotta
Because if we
bro.
get sick, you go to the hospital, chances are not going to bode well.
Yeah.
No.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, man.
I haven't been to a fucking doctor in like 4 years.
I wish.
I go to,
I have to go
I go
all
to,
the time. Yeah, dude. That's
I go to a chiropractor that practices homeopathic medicine, so he can diagnose all kinds of shit. And I go to him, and he fucking every time I get an adjustment, and usually, I'm pretty well a clean bill of health. I mean, there's been a few kidney infections here and there that have been kind of fucking painful, but knock on wood, the last one's been like 7 years. So yeah, good, pretty good.
Excellent.
I'm fucking lucky, I guess. I mean, like I said, my old man, he had Agent Orange from Vietnam. Hit him when he was in his fucking 70s, It took that long. The guy's been just a physical beast his entire life. And yeah, he gets into his late 60s and all this Agent Orange and shit hits him. Now I see there's like, I can't remember if he was at Lejeune, but there's a fucking big class action lawsuit for poison water at Camp Lejeune.
Yeah, I've been seeing that all over fucking TV.
And that's in North Carolina, and I want to say because he was from Michigan, they sent him to California to, I believe it's Pendleton, is the Marine Corps training facility. I want to say that's where he went, but I can't remember. And I've seen his graduation book from basic training. It's kind of cool. It's got like a bunch of pictures of him in it.
Nice.
Like just the whole, it's like his whole like Marine Corps graduating class from basic. But yeah, he happened to be like featured in like some of the pictures. It was kind of neat. And he was never more than a freaking Lance Corporal. Started out as PFC and made his way to Lance Corporal. That was it. But he was combat and shit. But yeah, they didn't have masks for those chemicals that were thrown out of the fucking planes. He knew one of those guys that literally that's what they used to do is physically, manually throw the chemicals out of the plane in like bags, dump it out the fucking cargo doors. They'd have a bandana wrapped around their face, if anything. One of his buddies that, this is when I was a kid, he was about 6-7 years older than my dad. So he would have been about, probably like my age, like 42, 43 at that point. And like he got diagnosed with cancer within 4 months. It just gone. It was all Agent Orange shit, all from that. And that's what they did to these fucking. This is what they do to our soldiers, our fighting men and women who put their lives on the line for them. And like my one of my best friends is like that. He's all the shit they put him through, and he's like 32. So
our soldiers are either two things to these people. They're either toy soldiers, they're playthings, or if they have their guns pointed at communists, they're baby killers.
Yep.
Or they're tools for the jackboot to lower honor.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fucking gross.
Just remember, we listen to the news, and how many times have we been led down a wrong path and not realized it?
Oh yeah. Well, dude, fucking back in the 50s and the 60s, they used to put shit in the subway stations underground. They used to experiment on people.
Dude, look at the Tuskegee experiments. What they did to our Americans. Like,
look at us.
If I were black, I would have been like, "Fuck this country, I'm out."
Chris, look at us right now, though. We're all an experiment on the government level. If you think about it, well, if we do this, this, and this, and this, let's see how far before they finally break.
Yeah, it's a psychological.
Joe Biden was talking about the Tuskegee Airmen like sometime last year, and he accidentally said the Tuskegee experiment.
He's a fuck. What a dumbass. He's so God. He's an idiot. The man has like obvious dementia. But hey, he's fine.
Yeah.
We're all fine here.
Tina's definitely got some stake in this one.
Yeah. It's sad, what's yeah, we all, what we really need to buckle down on. And again, I said this last night during my stream. This shouldn't be a left or a right thing. It shouldn't be a rich or a poor thing. It should be, if you're able to directly manipulate stocks through policy, you shouldn't be able to invest.
Yeah.
Because that's what it really was with the whole big V thing. Everybody invested in the right companies, and they were funneling our money to pay for it all, getting the company rich, and then getting rich themselves in stocks and probably kickbacks.
Oh, well, look at the NVIDIA thing with Pelosi there.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, didn't Martha Stewart go to prison because of insider trading? How come this bitch gets away with it? Oh, that's right. She's untouchable.
Yeah. And Darren, like my father before me, he's talking with Judas Goat Barbecue about, universal health care, nationalized health. I would love universal health care, but we can't trust these people because
Well, that, and it's different. You can't judge one country's universal health care like the NIH. Like, dude, I got a friend who's a vet. Speaking of vets, this guy Bobby, he came back from Afghanistan. He served in a platoon that had heavy casualties or whatever. He got a piece of shrapnel in his back. Nice, improvised explosion device. Right into his spine. Severe pain. I mean, the amount of pain this guy was describing was insane because this guy's not a pussy. He would just walk it off if he could. Yeah. And he was in the VA, which is a good example of socialized medicine because it's what the government is paying for.
It doesn't work.
And you know what? They strung along for many years without removing the piece of shrapnel in his back, telling him that he should be involved in pain management, and they sent him to a methadone clinic. He's with his grandson, filming on his phone, a prostitute sitting across from him picking scars.
I've had people tell me they'd rather be addicted to H than methadone. They're like, that shit is straight liquid handcuffs. You can't function without it, without stopping by that clinic, getting your little dose. You can't function. They're like, at least I maybe felt like shit on the other stuff, but I could at least go do something if I needed to, but not when I was on methadone. You had to go get it. It was, that's sad.
It's like frying the slurge stuff,
Yeah, but way worse. Tina Bojan says, my father-in-law has had an internal infection for 3 months. The doctors can't cure after multiple hospitalizations, surgeries, and IV antibiotics, some strange super bacteria.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
I know prayers only go so far, but we're praying,
always.
It's that Borealis thing or something.
Yeah,
a lot of hospitals are full of this shit too.
This is nuts.
It's really part of why. Well, this is why when you get those jackasses that prescribe antibiotics, here's 500 milligrams of amoxicillin because you have the sniffles. Yeah, that's going to turn into a bacteria bomb because bacteria becomes resistant. And like she said, a strange super bacteria. Well, where do you think that came from?
This is what makes me mad. So they can... Okay, so let me look for the study here, but they could make money. They would get kickbacks and stuff from what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
While calling the other stuff horse pace.
Oh my God.
Yep. And then they do a peer review study and it ends up having a 92% prevention of death from the big what.
Right.
From the beer bug. And it's like they could have been prescribing that entire time, but again, it's a generic drug. They're not making money. So,
well, if you get that and you're denied that, whatever doctor denied you should be held up on murder charges.
They should.
Yeah.
You request that and say, I want ivermectin.
Again, ivermectin is Nobel Peace Prize fucking winning. This thing is a miracle fucking thing that they've used for decades everywhere.
Yep. Yeah.
What did they call it in Africa? Sunday? Because it's like every Sunday they would give it to them to fight malaria and all these other fucking crazy diseases and bugs and shit that in their food and their water supplies, all the bacteria and shit that's in there. This is medication that's award-winning. It works. They knew it worked. That's why they tried to fucking ban it over here.
Instead, people are still suffering to this day because of my political victories. Because it makes me like, look, the thing is, people could fall for stuff back in the day and fine, but in today's day and age, with all the information we have, with all the examples we have, that's why I call these people the worst, some of the worst to have ever walked this planet. Because, okay, maybe the Russians didn't know when they were implementing socialism where it would lead, but we know where all this leads. We know where blind worship of your political figures lead. We know what happens when they have unilateral, unchecked power. We know where that leads. And you've got a big swath of the country just cheering it on. They love it. They love the boot on everyone's necks.
Government
because they don't think it'll ever be on their neck. But guess what? When the people who actually wanted to stand up against this shit, when they're gone or silenced, who do you think they're coming for?
Yep.
Well, no,
but I was on your side.
The younger generations down to stupidity. I mean, there are a few that are still good, but if we don't get the education system fixed and truths out there, man, all we're doing is talking, and we're leaving this.
It
but
never
there
will
won't
get
be anybody smart enough to listen to it.
Unless we build a parallel, like which will be attacked the way that like the Branch Davidians were attacked. Unless you build some type of parallel economy and parallel, government or education, it'll always be subject to this. There's nothing peaceful we can do anymore. Like there's no term limits. The middle class is going to vanish. And when that happens, it's going to be the rich versus the poor. And like what Robespierre did during the French Revolution, like it's going to get bad. And it's scary that we're the generation that saw the transition from the good times to the bad times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To even think that, X amount of numbers of FBI agents are doing what they're doing right now, the stuff that this clown world that we've been dealing with, man, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. What about all those IRS agents now that are armed? 80,000 of them or 90,000? Like, what the? Who's sitting there going, well, that's
your
totally
house
fine.
and say, well, you owe us back taxes, but I've never. Nope, doesn't matter. You're gone. You're on the street.
You don't owe anything. Yeah. Inflation shot through the roof and everything, and they're going to come over and shake you upside down and get all kinds of loose change.
Yep.
They won't even get lint from some of us.
They'll do it at gunpoint, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's scary. And one can't help but fall into despair looking at all of this. How gargantuan this issue is. And this isn't trying to be cool or hyperbolic or whatever. It's just like Gen Xers, man. We're actually, our life expectancy is shorter than the boomers. Like,
that's what happens when you don't plant any shade for future generations.
Amen. Amen. We're the last ones, dude. Like the Zoomers, the millennials, they don't even see this shit. And whatever comes after the Zoomers, we're going to be relics of a past that never existed because it'll be wiped clean.
Sad.
Yeah.
Damn it. If it's not an infectious laugh from Chris, it's the end of the world. That's it. It's one or the other with this guy.
You guys, you guys really, really know how to fuck up somebody's high. Jesus Christ.
Why do you think I laughed?
I'm gonna go slam my head into the wall. I'm gonna go back and watch my She-Hulk video on repeat. I'll see you guys later.
I think it might
He says he knows they've been trying to outlaw home gardens for a while. From what I understand, a lot of seeds, like you'll buy and they genetically engineer them to where
to die.
Yeah, or like you can grow one crop, but then you can't use the seeds from the seed or however it is.
Yep.
Like, why would you?
You won't get multiple generations.
They can get money. Yeah, you're messing with Mother Nature on this. What happens when that mutates and backfires, and now the seeds themselves are no longer fertile? Oh, look, we just caused a famine.
Yeah. Or you get feed me, Seymour, feed me.
'Cause if you feed me Seymour, I will grow up big and strong.
Hell yeah, Papa Cotton. And my shit is pure. Pure.
Yep.
Skeet, skeet, skeet.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Pure hashtag pure bloods.
Yeah.
Let's just say the sperm bank became the real bank.
No, wait. You can't say that. They said they. I remember this a couple of weeks ago. They said that the people that call them the pure bloods. They tie them to right wingers. They already did this. They already tried to cover every base.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah, not muggles. Not muggles.
And yeah, lasso of
Muggle
truth. Same
sauce.
here.
Yep.
Same here. That's what I mean when Trump was in his last year of office. He was pissing me off because it's like, can we please put the fires out, arrest the criminals, and go back to work? And he's all Operation Warp Speed. Like, nobody who's going to vote for you is fucking asking for that.
Right.
Like, sure,
Exactly.
something for the vulnerable, sure. But even then, you know, at least be thorough with it before just mass production and introduction, you know, like, yeah.
Well, look at the leading cause of death in Alberta, Canada. Sudden unknown, like they're just like unknown cause of death has become the chief cause of death in the province of Alberta, Canada. Wait, what?
Change.
Climate change.
That's the leading cause of death.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's fine. The policies for climate change are far worse than climate change. Like, again, if they were really hard up, if we had 12 years to save the planet, they'd be building nuclear plants. Like, oh
Yeah.
well, it's worth the risk.
They'd be
We've
shutting
only
China
got
down.
12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'd be looking at the chief polluters. China would be on the top of the list and be like, look, we don't care about economic growth anymore. This is the survival of our country. Like, you got too many people there. They're like locusts. You're going to have to cull that freaking shit down. You're going to stop, like, your industrialization needs to slow down. You got to stop polluting. You got to put potable water back into your freaking country. You can't outfish your waters and then come to other people's, seas or
Take
whatever.
our fish. Yeah.
Yeah. And then nuclear reactors would become commonplace. I mean, things like San Onofre and over here in Seabrook, like, these would be normal things, and they're not, because it's not about that. It's a scam to economically cripple countries.
Yep. And to control,
Yep.
like, yeah.
What was that
like,
with Elizabeth Warren too? The shit that they're pushing too for the credit card companies.
Oh my God, I saw that. That pissed me off.
I can't stand that Skeletor looking bitch. Like, I can't stand her.
The Wish.com of Pelosi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so awful. Like, even then, like, I don't like Bernie, but at least he was willing, before he sold out to the establishment, to call out the issues, even if he had the wrong solution for them. But she straight stayed in, like, that's all. They talk about everything's completely legit. It's like Elizabeth Warren was staying in there pretending to be a Democrat, so just to pull shit away from Bernie, just to take one for the team. Like,
well, she lied about being a Native American and got a whole career off of it.
Yeah, she's such an awful person. She's so, and she has little blackface jars in her kitchen. If y'all remember that, like,
wow,
such an awful person.
Gallowags. Damn.
Methadone is kind of fun though, and it's free. Is that a stripper?
On stage 3, we got methadone. Put your hands together.
Methany.
Yeah. So how health service works in the States, Darren, is you can go get a bottle of aspirin from the store for $8, or you can go to the hospital and pay $8 to $10 per aspirin at a discount place. That's what Trump was doing, dude. You wouldn't have needed universal health care. Trump was making the hospitals itemize the bills so you can see exactly what you're being charged for, and he was telling the pharmaceutical companies, we are your biggest clients. You shouldn't be charging us $15 for a pill that everywhere else around the world you're charging 10 cents for the pill.
Yeah.
You need to charge us what you're charging everyone else and not a penny more. He was going after them until that last year.
Yeah, and Jesus, doesn't seem like convenient. You know?
And You wonder why they made him the fucking enemy and ripped him apart for 6 years straight.
Oh yeah, or
You
how
wonder
a
why.
bioweapon got out.
Yeah,
you know,
because he fucked with all their money.
Yeah.
That's why they wanted him out.
And
Let's
the morons cheering it on.
Yeah.
The morons screaming for universal health care. Well, guess what? Health care was going to be as cheap as groceries were before, my inflation.
Well, none of that, but like universal health care does work in certain countries. Like for example, the UK, it's the size of Alabama. Okay. It's literally the size of one of our states. Okay. You have a smaller pool of people that need, you don't have flood. Well, now you do. Now you've got the Middle East coming in, ethnically replacing the country. But, before that, though, you actually had a manageable population and some socialized services work. Like, honestly, if I'm too old to work and I'm like collecting pension or I'm collecting Social Security or something, which is another social service, like, I don't think I'll be able to shoulder the financial burdens of whatever surgery or something's needed. And unfortunately, we in the United States have the worst of both worlds because we are paying for that service through our taxes. We actually pay more in our taxes than the Brits do for theirs. And it's like, why do they have this health insurance or whatever, or this health service included in their taxes where we don't? We have the worst of both worlds. We got to pay for it through our taxes. We have incompetent freaking people in our medical fields. And we're paying out of our ass outside of the taxes.
Look, you've got to stop, get some perspective, and realize that Pakistan needs gender studies, dude. Pay up.
We'll send all the Karens there.
Taxation is theft. Yeah.
You got to understand, we're taxing you, but it's to go to defend Israel's borders because that isn't racist. Just yours are.
Yeah, they want to be ethnically homogenous or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not racist.
Papa
Wait,
Cotton's on fire tonight. He says, I'm not recommending hitting up a methadone clinic when you can't afford booze, but I can see why there's always a line.
Yeah.
Got a point.
First one's free, baby.
All right, I'm going to go hit it up, try it out.
Yeah, I think so.
Black Tarita.
Let's see if you guys can kill that buzz.
Well, give Chris 5 minutes.
Just give him a topic about medicine or his health.
Talk to me about world affairs. Oh, fuck,
well, we've
I
seen
jumped
what
off
we
a
do
cliff.
in that shadows. You know that what we do in the shadows. Well, we got Angela Straven, who's like the real vampire. But I'm the guy that's at the office that like convinces people to like, the one that like
the energy vampire.
Yeah, I'm the energy vampire.
my buddy who
I need to watch the series. I watched the show or the movie. The movie was hilarious.
Oh
My
yeah,
buddy's
dude, you're
good
gonna
at-
love the series too.
my buddy's good at separating the art from the artist. Like he still enjoys James Gunn's style, even if he thinks James Gunn himself is a piece of shit. He's just he can do that. He's really into artsy films, but he kind of liked Taika Waititi. Like he liked What We Do in the Shadows, a couple other things.
Yeah, I like Jojo Rabbit. That was good.
Yeah, he watched that, but he tried to watch Thor: Love and Thunder the other night. And he was like, I'm starting to think like I don't like Taika Waititi. Like he's kind of a one-trick pony, but he couldn't get through 30 minutes of Thor: Love and Thunder. He was like, fuck this.
I got through it. It
want-
reminded me a lot of 3 because they used Guns N' Roses throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. Like
It was basically a reboot of 3 with Guns N' Roses, and then the ending made sense. And they did stick with some of the comics and whatnot without giving spoilers. But I enjoyed it. For what it was as a popcorn film, it's the same as 3 was to me. But again, I didn't really read the comics for Thor or anything. I only really know the MCU Thor. So
they're so dead. The MCU
1, 2,
is
3,
so...
and 4, they all feel the same. It's like, all right, here we go.
That's what these are for. They're for normies. They're people that don't know the comics. That's what. That's all it's for.
Dude,
my bad, E-Tech.
No, I was just gonna say my old lady watched the Thor: Love and Thunder the other night and fucking hated it. And she, like Hemsworth is her favorite fucking like MCU actor for obvious reasons. But she was watching with Trey last night and she was like, "Oh my god!" She goes, "This is garbage." She goes, "And this is coming from me." I'm like, ouch.
That's what
ouch,
I mean. Like,
baby.
even when Star Wars went to fuck, people were like, it's at least like, well, The Last Jedi was visually beautiful, but the movie itself, MCU completely fell out. Like, they were on the cutting edge of visual effects. And it's like, not just the writing took a shit, not just the tone took a shit, or the continuity. Everything. Like, the CGI is shit. Like, what happened? Like, these are all well, you know, it's what they do. They start to have problems that were solved a long time ago, but it's like, it looks like a fucking PlayStation 2 game. Like, what happened?
I can tell you what happened. It's a twofold thing. You build up your brand, so when you're starting up, you have to do your best foot forward. So your first product is always your first attempt, or at least to make it as best as possible. You build up the brand, and once the brand is built, it goes on autopilot, and then you do something called minimum viable product, or MVP, where you got your accountants going in trying to cut as many corners as they can financially, while the people at the top reap all of the benefits, i.e., all the execs get their bonuses. Well, the underlings are being underpaid. I'm surprised they didn't just outsource all their animation to slave houses in China. But that's how these businesses work. I've seen it done in games. I've seen it done in TV shows.
That's like my work.
Yeah, they build it up, and then once it establishes that brand, it's on autopilot. They just
once they got you hooked, they start putting baby laxative in the product because they know
exactly antifreeze instead of wine. Yeah.
Yep. Godzillionaire says if my climate change crowd was building mansions in Montana and Wyoming instead of the coast, we might consider believing them. Absolutely, and the whole private jet thing, like. They were bitching about that 10 years ago, like Leonardo DiCaprio taking private jets from event to event to complain about you and your SUV. Like,
yeah.
How dare you?
Yep. I've been saying it all day. It's like from the same people who want to introduce people of a young age to a certain lifestyle. Who are they to complain that Leonardo DiCaprio is dating people under 25? Like, what?
She's too old.
Right?
Yeah.
She is too old.
That's old gash.
That's old, wrinkly gash.
I'm
if there's hair on
sorry
the field, I don't play.
I was super famous, I'd be dating 25-year-olds too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
same.
Well, I mean,
yeah, but hold on. Don't forget, he was a pass-around boy in Hollywood, and then he became Klaus Schwab's little plaything. So I don't trust anything that they report on this fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Hicksville, and I'm sure you saw it by now. It happened like a week or two ago, but did you see that in Colorado where the energy company comes out, sign up for a Super Saver program. It'll save you $100 a month, and you sign up and they put the thing, and basically they can remotely control your thermostat. So then people are coming home. It's like in the prime of the day in Colorado, and on their thermostat, it's, sorry, climate crisis or energy crisis. And you can't control your thermostat. And that's exactly what they want. They don't want to give us freedom of movement. I mean, we saw when Ukraine first broke out and the lefties were bitching at Elon Musk on Twitter. You should stop the Teslas. You should make sure they can't drive their Teslas in Russia. And Elon's like, I'm not going to do that. Like, we know exactly where that's headed. Like freedom of movement, freedom of movement is going to be gone. Freedom to just condition your air when it's hot. And we already know these. Look at, again, Texas. When it dropped below a certain temperature, the windmills wouldn't run. The non-sustainable energy wouldn't work when you need it the most. And what was happening a few months before, Abbott was just gushing, winning awards for his green energy, for all the green energy. And this is Texas, like the mecca of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they've tried this shit for the longest time. I told you, over in Italy as well. I got family over there and stuff. This is when I visited 15 or so years ago, or however fucking long it's been. They had them all over the sides of one road. And my cousin said it. It was like, is it really giving any energy? He's like, those things haven't fucking worked. They built them, they put them up, they've never been operated. They've never been on. They're rusted to shit. He goes, it was all bullshit. And that's what he told me back then in like 2007 or whatever the fuck it was.
Stupid.
Wow.
Well, that and they're more ecologically damaging to create than standard natural. Like for example, the whole electric car scam. Dude, lithium ion batteries, those big freaking honking things that they have in those cars, in order for them to even extract lithium ion, like let alone what it does to the to the land and whatever, to extract that from a lithium mine, requires a shit ton of oil, petroleum, to move those big land movers to mine that shit. So where is the anti-petroleum? Like, you're using more to create an ecologically destroy or damaging battery for a car that, like, what? Like, we already have an infrastructure for a gasoline car, and it's
all a fucking lie. Like,
It is.
Gore bitches. He bitched all the time, nonstop.
The truth.
Yeah, it's the ozone layer, all this crap, and he's got his private jets flying all around the world 24/7.
Hilda Keely Chow, thank you for joining us. And I get it; it's Beto versus Abbott, but I mean, where are the people stepping up in the primary? But I guess Texas is kind of Bush country these days. It's just that's what I mean. There is no choice, There is no choice. I mean, Abbott really is the lesser of two evils, but when you just cave to the agenda anyway, it's
right.
I mean, again, it's a pressure release. At least it's not moving at full speed, but you're still slowly going in that direction.
Did they threaten to wheel him down a flight of stairs or something?
Temporary solution to a permanent problem.
Jesus. And they lubricate the windmills that are running with oil, with fossil fuels. Morons.
You ever see how many birds those things kill?
I know. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I used to think you'd always hear, like, well, Christianity held mankind back 1,000 years, and we should be. Well, that's what we're doing now. We're all being held back. Instead, why don't we get on the same page, build some nuclear reactors, and stop worrying about who has the power and fucking start advancing and solving problems. I mean, we're regressing. Like, when they first started bitching about racial problems, we were better off in race relations, or at least close to it, than we ever were. When they were bitching about world hunger, there was less people starving in the world than there ever was. Now we're on the precipice of something bad. You've got fucking Europe they're out hunting for fucking firewood. They're using candles in their bars and shit. Like, we're just slowly moving backwards, and it's sad. It's sad. Why are there still empty store shelves years after COVID?
Oh yeah, those tankers in the harbor in California, they're still there.
Yeah, it's so sad. It doesn't have to be.
That's not for you though, Tony. That's for the elite. We're not allowed to have that stuff.
I know, and it's like all it would take is this large swath of idiots who are cheering it all on to realize they are being manipulated. And that we're not trying to win by any means necessary. We're trying to, make sure that we're all of our children are going to have a future. And
in our world, everybody can live and survive and not die. In their world, half of us are all dead.
Well, the problem is they're ideologically subverted. I mean, Yuri Bezmenov warned us of this back in the 80s. He explained how he and his crew, how his KGB propagandists invaded a country, infiltrated its education, infiltrated its media, infiltrated its government, poisoned the country from within, destroyed its culture, made all these people like basically fat retards. And then when the country collapsed, they were too stupid and soft to even resist. And bam, you got communism. Guess what? We're here now, baby.
Yeah. And Darren, we are getting royally fucked because the people who are supposed to protect us from powerful entities like the pharmaceutical industry are in bed with them.
Yep.
And again, it's something that shouldn't be a left issue or a right issue or this issue or that issue. Anyone that it's happening to should be upset by it. But instead, again, the worst people to ever walk the planet are cheering it on.
Yep.
as long as it means little political victories for their team, because apparently life's a game of fucking football.
Yeah. And they're too stupid. Like, they're so brainwashed. They're so gone that even while it's happening, even while the frog is being boiled, they won't see it.
And
oh shit.
Oh, gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
Gulp.
And stuff like what Judas Goat Barbecue's talking about. I work in a hospital, and the other hidden costs are contracts for non-medical things. An office chair that's $150 at the store, they pay $700 for because it's a contract item. And same thing with our government. You got the plumber come in to fix something in a public building. Yeah, way more. Or our education system, or our hospitals. You know, that's why they charge so much for healthcare, especially when you're when you've got government healthcare, Medicare and Medicaid. You get paid a lot more. If you go into like a doctor's office without insurance and they try to charge you something, you're like, well, I'm a cash paying patient. Usually they'll work the price down. They'll charge you like half as much as they would have, since you're not going through insurance.
Well,
it's
Tony,
all
that's
a fucking
illegal now.
scam.
You
I
can't not have insurance, remember? Or else you're fined.
That led me to being homeless, where they basically garnished. They took that shit from me without my, because I did my taxes, and they're like, oh, by the way, the government's suing you. Essentially, they're fining you for not having insurance. I'm like, I don't have a job, and they're like, yeah, well, you still got to pay for this. I can't afford it. I need to pay my rent. They're like, we don't care. You took my money out of my bank account. The next thing I know, guess what? I'm hiding from cops in Orange County.
They told you there are people on the streets who need insurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they gonna bring back debtor's prison?
Yeah, probably.
Do you guys remember the whole argument for Obamacare? Because a lot of this shit was starting back then, and the left was like, there are people dying in the street. We need Obamacare. There's more people dying in the street today than ever.
Yep.
Because of the homeless epidemic.
And they've already done that. Remember what happened to me?
Yeah.
Got 10 G's out of me, baby. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel you, Frankie. That 2-minute trailer Thor was enough for me. I don't even watch the trailer. I didn't even see any She-Hulk trailers or Miss Marvel trailers or any of that. I'm done. I'm so done.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew you were, dude, and I can respect
I didn't
that.
either.
You know, I was just like, because as I said with ETEP that morning, it is literally kid friendly, and that's how I ended up watching it, was because with Nate, and I know you guys get that, but just as a heads up, it literally felt like the third movie but dumbed down. But I still enjoyed it, just because, again, like you said, Draver, I'd never read the comics, so I don't really have anything to gauge on to be pissed about. But for a kids movie, popcorn film, it was fine.
You know what I think with everything that's going on right now? I'm going to pull a Chris. I think he's right. The Collider, I think it worked, and it destroyed the entire world, and right now we're living in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah. And Darren, and I agree. The insurance companies are a huge problem, but again, our representatives, the entire reason we have a government and they're supposed to protect us from things like that, but they're all in bed together. They're all making money together. I don't want to say we're prisoners, but
we're prisoners.
The United States is basically becoming an open air prison, and the people who have the most rights are the ones that don't play the game. The criminals, the homeless, they get sympathy. They get love. People are practically getting paid to be homeless now from the government.
Oh, they are.
Yep.
They are.
Yeah.
There's actually videos. There's a guy in California that said that.
They get crack pipes and meth pipes. They get everything they want.
But insulin's not free.
The government isn't paying them. We are. The government is just holding us at gunpoint and telling us where our money should go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
After draining us every which way.
Yep.
We're being held at gunpoint and told we need to produce for other nations as far as fucking federal aid and stuff. It sucks. And then meanwhile, we can't, we're paying for a lot of other countries' healthcare systems, and a lot of us can't get healthcare ourselves. I don't have insurance.
Yeah.
Same.
Domo.
It sucks. I need to go to that, and I can't. Not without paying out of pocket. So,
I mean, I am blessed
Yeah.
in that aspect that I do have, you know, the federal and the state insurance, which does help out. But yeah, man, I mean, I couldn't. It's what, a good $3,000 a month to keep me alive.
Oh yeah, that's what I pay in drugs. So
yeah.
And Trina, I'm a little behind on the comments. What's every stream? You're making me blush. What's every stream?
Gashman.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She loves it when we talk about the gas.
You're making my cheeks gash.
Yep, Papa Cotton. Aged like a fine milk.
Or it might have been the humble. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Tug, tug, tug.
Just give it a little tug. Don't go too low.
Oh, damn.
Yes. And yeah, Hicksville, and it is all an episode out of Black Mirror, you know, like they're taking control over every aspect of our lives, even our thermostats, our freedom of movement, just everything. Pretty soon you're going to have your smart fridge, and it's, you know, you've had a little too much to eat today, you know, you don't need that other ice cream sandwich, do you? Can't open your fucking fridge. So go snack on your roasted crickets over there.
Did you see that video from like, I think 20 years ago? There was a video I saw called it something to do with authoritarian, but it was basically this guy gets on a phone to order a pizza, and the lady on the other end of the pizza line is like, okay, so according to your order, you ordered pepperoni meat lovers. Okay, so we're contacting your health insurance because you're eating too much red meat or whatever, which is going to make your premiums go up for your insurance. And she's like, should we have the pizza delivered to, and like named the address? He's like, I didn't even give the address yet. She's like, I know. We can either send it to your home or to your work. Well, if you should be at work right now, so we will alert your company that you're currently was it Truant or whatever.
Jesus.
And that's what's happening now. That is literally, that was 20 years ago that little, I think it was on like Newgrounds or something.
Wow.
Sick.
It was a joke.
Can we get Gashman to read Lasso's comment?
That's it. It was the gash.
Eureka, guess. Yes. Papa Cotton says Democrat versus Republican is just for us. It's to keep us divided and fighting while giving us the illusion of choice.
Yeah,
there are no sides in DC. They're all on the same team, and it is not ours.
Yeah, the parties are irrelevant now.
See, everything is a scam, from the, you know, highly inflated prices because of insurance to our very political system. It's all a fucking scam, and it's
man-made shortages.
Yep.
And we're not supposed to notice it. And if we do notice it, we're extreme, we're a threat, we're dangerous, we have toxic rhetoric, and it's like, no, we just want
we're
fucking
straight,
fair shot at life. Like,
we're male, we're white.
Yeah. Yep.
Cis heteronormative bigot.
Well, I hate to break it to you, hetero is normal.
Right?
Well,
so that's what makes that term that much more ridiculous.
Yeah. They say that normal is offensive, but then they call it heteronormative.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, they invent these words, man.
Yep.
like remember marginalized? Marginalized? Yes. What does that mean?
You haven't heard that in
a minority.
Haven't heard that in a minute, have we?
Nope.
They're marginalized people.
Yeah,
well, they're a minority group, so technically that's correct.
Yeah.
That's offensive. You can't say that.
I think they had to change the name of it because of my sensitivity, but Blue Bunny, what is it now? It used to be Peanut Butter Panic, but I guess that was ableist, so now it's like Peanut Butter Parade or whatever. That shit's so bomb. Blue Bunny makes wonderful ice cream.
That sounds
very
so
underrated.
good. I want ice cream.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Isn't it the one that has like contaminated machines and shit, and then they have recalls?
That was Blue Bell ice cream.
Oh, Blue Bell. Okay.
Yeah, which
don't ruin this. Don't fuck this up for us.
Fuck. Just stop. You guys just brought me flying last his neck. I need to eat more Blue Bell and Blue Bunny and Haagen-Dazs.
Chris depresses us now that my food's getting taken from me.
The only reason I know that is because we never had Blue Bell ice cream out here, and then we did for like a month, and then the whole contaminated machine thing happened. But they're everyone was like, we finally have Blue Bell ice cream, it's so delicious. And it was okay. It was okay, but Blue Bunny, that's where it's at, man. Blue Bunny's
oh damn!
I was talking about ice cream first.
Doing of the fatties.
Hot dogs. Hot dog and ice cream will go great on a hot sunny day.
And then I was back to the other side of the field. Have you ever tried the Bannon pitches cards are in?
I take chips, I smash it into ice cream, and then I eat it with candy pops.
Oh shit!
Over there, and I got some ice cream, and had the piece of
Yeah,
fish,
good luck
and
with AI subtitling program.
There's
There
not
were
enough
two.
food for both of you.
But there were two gay friends, and they were fucking each other off, but, and I was like, hey, you got that gay friend? What are you doing?
Oh damn!
The AI subtitle's gonna be like Hindi accent.
Yeah. He starts putting in like wingdings.
They're like, does anybody actually speak Sumerian?
Who even has
Was
a
that
command
proper
phone?
Sumerian? Improper? I mean, come on.
Darren, like my father before me, said he's coming to America next year on holiday. It'd be great to meet up with some of us. And I was gonna ask where he's going, but he followed up. Be careful in Memphis, bro. Like, don't go jogging.
Yeah.
Don't go jogging.
Hey, yeah. Regardless of what that song says, walking in Memphis, your feet will be 10 feet off the ground after you get shot with a 12 gauge. I'm telling you, don't do it.
Just go to Nashville. Like,
Yeah, go to Knoxville. That's by the University of Tennessee. It's gorgeous and the people are friendly.
Go to Knox County. Let Kane.
Yeah, the mayor.
There's two
Mayor
dingers
will
that
take
are at large right now in Memphis. Those that from Salty Crackers video there. The two dudes in the car talking. They're like, we're gonna hunt white people. We're gonna hunt and shoot them, and they're at large. They're not even apprehended.
Dude, everything's been happening in Memphis lately. That school teacher was murdered and thrown behind a fucking dumpster. Diversity's our strength. Then there was a mass shooter, and now
they weren't talking about.
Yeah, nobody's talking about because they're not the right color. Then what Salty's talking about? It's like like just out of nowhere, Memphis is like the new Kenosha. Like, what the fuck is going on there? Like,
death by 1,000 diversity cuts.
Yeah,
well, it's sad too because Channel Dad Brian Layton just moved to Tennessee.
Yeah,
he did.
It's like, what in the world, man? Granted, I don't know what part exactly, but and I'm not trying to dox the dude, but it's still the same state. It's just like, man.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Darren, like my father before me, if you, seriously, if you come to the States, make sure you keep us informed because, dude, there's no reason we might not. There could be maybe a convention nearby or something. You never know or something. Trust me, people didn't expect me to drive up to meet Mr. ETEP, but I did.
Or we
Mr. Vinny in Florida, but my dog run got canceled, so I didn't have to go to Florida.
You'll need a bodyguard, but you'll need an interpreter too, just like if we can't get past the accent.
Yeah, we'll say, yo, like I hunt wild people. What you doing here?
Are you wet country or are you northern? It really depends on which British accent you
I
have.
can't understand received pronunciation.
I will.
Fucking fat Brit myself. Honk honk. The princess, the queen. I need more candy.
Oh, he's gonna.
How about some jujubes? Not Jews, jujubes.
What'd you call me?
I did the neck thing and my earbud fell out there.
It's hard to kink my neck like that and hold. But the earbuds, these JBLs, they stay in nice even with these fucking satellite dishes attached to the side of my head.
They're corny.
So you are liking those JBLs then?
Mine's
Yeah.
because of the fat and the lard holds it.
Poor Darren, we just sold him on our country.
Yeah, I don't mean to freak you out either. Like, that's one reason it's making the news is because it's happening in Memphis. Like, you usually don't get too much nationwide stories out of Tennessee. Like, I've thought about moving to Tennessee myself, but it's a beautiful state. It really is. It's
yes,
in
it is.
the Smoky Mountains. Like,
yeah, Dollywood.
Oh,
I got you,
dude. I went to Gatlinburg over there. Cades Cove, because I went to Gashland and I was there for a night and it felt like a month. I was there for a month one night.
I stayed at
That's what it
Loretta
is.
Lynn's little hotel and resort thing out there once.
Nice.
We were driving to South Kakalaki.
See, I was going for the overseas thing because the game plan was to be in the UK and go to London, but then COVID happened, so I wasn't able to go. But I still have the passport, so maybe 2023 will be the year. My luck, I'd be in London when his ass is in Tennessee.
London? What would you be traveling to the Middle East for?
Well, to see it before it falls to the regime of the Allah.
It already has. Yeah. The English are a minority in London.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's. I heard that's already switched over there.
Yeah, we got
it's
that
like Dearbornistan.
This was back in 2020 that I was supposed to be going.
Before the replacement.
Yes. But then, yeah. So
God, it sucks so much. Like that, there's so many bad things that just happen everywhere. It's like just kind of give us some wins.
Yep. Speaking of bad things happening everywhere, like we're not going to have time to get too far into the story, but I want you guys to at least see this clip here. So, yeah, again, there's a highly regarded journalist who, exposed corruption between like local officials here in Las Vegas and the Italian mafia back when they had a bigger presence in town, before everything was handed over to the Jewish mafia. So
know, Chris.
Shut it down. He was exposing a Democrat politician named Robert Tellis out here, and ended up causing Tellis his primaries, and he was the incumbent. Mm-hmm. So then a couple days ago, the story broke that this journalist was found dead outside by his front door, not shot, but brutally stabbed to death, which is just awful. That what a shitty way to go, just shoot me in the head, Jesus. So they're having a press conference with Sheriff Lombardo, who's also running for governor under the Republican ticket, and one of our local reporters out here. Now, the audio's a little low, so that's why I'm explaining it first, but she asks if the normalization of violence thanks to Donald Trump is to blame for this Democrat killing this journalist. Which is funny because for years all you heard is, you need to punch Trump in the face.
Punch a Nazi.
Somebody needs to stab him.
Remember the MAGA dude who got shot?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The guy got shot in the back of the head, executed.
Yep.
Well, I had one that you guys didn't hear about. ETEP might remember this, but then again, probably not. But we had the World War II veteran that had a Trump hat on, and a guy went up and slapped it off his head. And he said, "Will you please give me my hat back?" The guy said, "I'm going to punch you in the face." So he pulled out his gun and shot the dude in the dick.
Nice.
Nice.
Crazy. So, yeah, here's Lombardo, because he's still the sheriff, I think. Yeah, he is. He's given the press conference. No, I'm not big on Lombardo, but I hope he beats Sisolak. Like, this state needs to go back red. The only reason it went blue is because the flood of Californians, and yeah. I wish there's.
So why are we talking politics then? No, I think this is probably the inappropriate venue to speculate on that or opine on that. I think it needs to be stated and noted that it is troublesome because it is a journalist, and we expect journalism to be open and transparent and a watchdog for government. And when people take it upon themselves to create harm associated with that profession, I think it's very important that we put all eyes on and address the case appropriately, such as we did in this case.
Yeah. So the stupid journalist is basically trying to put it on Donald Trump. Because why? Because Trump just kind of called him out and said, hey, they're being the enemy of the people. They're lying to you. They're lying to get their political victories and get their political wins. And you know what? That's not okay. It does. Now, nobody needs to be out there attacking journalists. But let's not forget, how long ago was it Dave Chappelle's on stage and someone comes up and fucking punches him in the face, and these people are cheering.
Yep. Well, the left is the only side that's causing this political violence. They're like, words are violent. No, words are not violent. I'm sorry, no matter how you redefine it, telling somebody something bad that offends them is not violence. You can bring words, I'll bring violence. We'll see who wins the fight.
Yep. So they found Tellus's number one, the SUV match they had on video, but they found his DNA on the
Didn't
scene.
even try to hide it.
It's just, and to give you an idea of who Jeff German was, and you've got Tim Pool, who did no research into him, and he's like, well, you know, reporters do lie, and started bringing up Brian Stelter. It's like, no, dude, no.
Well, what does this say about it's saying that the Democrats are more dangerous than the Italian mafia.
Well, again, look at whose people were attacking, other people. Wow. Wasn't Republicans, it was Democrats taking pop shots at people,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
With a gun.
Summer of love.
He's a native out here. There aren't many natives. There'll be more soon, with the population growing. But Jeffrey Michael German was born August 1953 in the Las Vegas Valley, Nevada. He earned a master's degree from Marquette University. German was a columnist and reporter for the Las Vegas Sun for more than 2 decades, covering organized crime, government, politics, and courts. He covered the MGM Grand Fire in 1980. My uncle worked at the time in the kitchen. Wasn't there that night, though. The original MGM casino burnt down. Like, it burnt. They couldn't save it, and they had to rebuild it. And he also covered. What's that?
I said it, but it wasn't a grease fire.
I can't remember what the fire was from.
I don't remember it being a grease. I'm not trying to be a smart ass. Yeah, I don't remember it being a grease fire.
It was a pretty big tragedy. Like 85 people died in that fire.
Yeah. Adam, I don't appreciate the guinea joke there. Grease fire. I mean, come on.
Only for you, Vinny.
So yeah,
I apologize.
In the aftermath of the 2017 Las Vegas shooting, German was the first to report that the shooter had fired at 2 nearby jet fuel tanks. I picked my brother-in-law up from the route, the Route 99 festival, I think it was called. But he was working for an employment agency, so he went out to direct traffic. It was kind of a temporary job, and that's what he had been doing all day. And my wife and I went and picked him up, and it was a country music festival, and they had barbecue going, and you could smell barbecue blocks away. And I was like, man, it smells good. We need to go to this next year. And my wife and I go pick her brother up. When we get home, we're getting ready for bed. I lay down and I start. Number one, you hear sirens outside of our window, like not close, but in the distance. Like you're hearing police cars with their holy shit lights on. But I start getting notifications on my phone. My wife's already asleep, and I'm halfway there. And it's like breaking active shooter at the Route 91 festival in Las Vegas. I'm like, what the fuck? I remember I turned on the TV. I was up all night because I didn't know. I had friends there, and luckily they were all okay. But one of the DJs at the strip club I worked at, he was former Metro, and his partner, Charleston Hartfield, his partner on the beat was there, and he lost his life. But like I was up all night because I didn't know who was there. I had people on my Facebook saying I made it out, I'm okay. You know, everyone messaging me. I'm like, fuck. So it took a few days. Like I was waiting for the victim list to come out so I could see who all was there. And what's weird is a lot, like not many locals died. It was a lot of tourists that died there.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people died the month afterwards too. It was really weird. But and Facebook, you know, in the messenger was blocking us from sharing videos from there where, you know, kind of looked like multiple muzzle flashes, but what do I know? But yeah, he was reporting on the Las Vegas shooting. And if you guys want, if you want to see a good documentary on this, Mindy Robinson put together a documentary that released. She's running for office out here too, but she put together a good documentary on the Vegas shooting that was released a couple months ago. Took her a few years to make. So German was found stabbed to death outside of his Las Vegas Valley home on September 4th, 2022. 69 years old. The police reported that he had been involved in an altercation with somebody outside of his house the day before and was found dead. They had identified a suspect for his murder on September 7th. Police arrested Clark County Public Administrator Robert Tellis on suspicion of German's murder. German had investigated Tellis over allegations that Tellis was contributing to a hostile work environment and was involved in an inappropriate relationship with his staffer. After the results of German's investigation were published, Tellis lost his re-election bid in the Democratic primary.
Jeez.
Now a well-respected journalist and a well-respected member of our community is dead because, yeah. And see you later, Draven. Sorry I didn't see that you were leaving, brother. Hope you have a great night.
Yeah, brother.
So, yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and go around the horn. We'll end it on a high note of, you know, one of the good journalists ended up getting stabbed outside of their home. Yeah, bro. Dude, StreamYard is no joke on the phones. Like, it burns.
You can cook an egg on that bitch when you're done with it.
Yeah. Have a good night. Have a good night, Darren. And thank you for joining us, too, and contributing to the conversation. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go around. What's going on, ETAP?
Hey, I'm doing good.
The dump tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm on the dump tomorrow with Scotty, and whoever else is on. And then after that, we're probably going to do a late night stream. But let me rewind it a little bit before that. Go check out my She-Hulk review. It's like 11 minutes long. You will not be disappointed. I don't take an hour to review this show. Because there's no need for that. So I put in as many jokes as possible in 10 minutes. So, and the beginning is like an homage to Melrose Place, which is knock on my desk because it's wood, copyright free right now. And it was just fun to make, literally, like the whole opening gag for the video. I just should have stopped there and saved myself. But no, I enjoy the masochism. I have to go watch Rings of Power now, if you'll excuse me. Oh. No, but yeah, we're gonna do a late night stream tomorrow night, probably after the dump. And who knows what the hell we'll be talking about. It's always, Jesus Christ, help me around to what the hell's wrong with this fucking green screen. There we go. But real professional here. So yeah, check that out. Tomorrow morning, I've got a video. Thanks to my editor, Good Stuff Comic Skater, for putting in, just logging hours this week, editing all the videos I put out. You know, I couldn't do the live stream Wednesday night, so we did a goddamn midday makeup stream with a member stream on Thursday afternoon for you guys. Go back and check that out too. But we got a video on Aaron Moriarty dropping tomorrow. I went through like 7 articles. We went through the Instagram. Damn near covered about every angle of this from... I had time to sit there and do it all, and I sent Good Stuff a lot of footage, and yeah, he was like, I got it, man. He put in 2 hours editing that for me, so thank you, brother. That drops tomorrow morning at 10. Well, that allowed me to work on the She-Hulk video all freaking day. So that's out, and yeah, I've got the love affair between Tucker Carlson and Jennifer Lawrence is available right now, too. That one's only 41 seconds long. I thought that it'd do better. But apparently it's not as funny as I thought it was. But then we had the whole video on it, and we got a video on Neil Gaiman, harmful tropes in literature and writing and media. CBR journalist whined about that a couple months ago, and I wanted to talk about it. So there's a shitload of videos out right now. I just put every single MCU video I ever did into a playlist. There's 143 of them there. We got the She-Hulk saga, which is like 13 videos. There's a shitload. There's over 1,000 videos in the back catalog. Live streams, movie reviews, an Is It Woke 6-part series from 2020. And, of course, the world-famous Pixar Moms with Dump Truck Asses video. Thank you to this wonderful fucking panel. Thank you to Derek Chauvin's Knee Pads for sponsoring us. And, thanks for having me, Tony. Appreciate it, brother. Hail to the chat. You guys are fucking amazing.
Sure thing. And, lady, like... ETEP, every day he's out working on a new video, busting his ass to get content out for you guys, so make sure to go subscribe if you're not, which I doubt like every name in here I've seen on your channel.
I know.
But still, for the lurkers.
Yep, there's lurkers.
Yes. Go subscribe to ETEP Cooling's Place to Be Reviews. You won't regret it. Yeah. Super fan, what's up, bro?
What's up? Maybe a little, because he does take time off on occasion, because for some reason he thinks he has a life outside of YouTube. No. feeling good, having a good time with you guys. Thank you so much. It's been great. So should hopefully be on the late night stream, and then Tuesday with Tony for the wrestling stream that he'll be promoting here in a minute. Wednesday we're back, so we will have our We Talk Wednesday as always. Thursday, This Week in Bullshit with Justin Proper, and then Friday 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my show, Friday Fun with Friends. So that's where I'll be. So, and hanging out in the chat with all of you, and the other time I'm not on the panel. So
hell yeah, bro.
Keep up the great work, gentlemen. It's always fun. Vinny, I hope you don't mind, but I ended my stream with your opening. So I was like literally telling people, go here, and we're going to close out the stream and watch some of in your books. So, but by the time I got done with that, I was talking with the guys for a bit. Yeah, I didn't have much of a voice left, as I'm losing what I have left now. So, but again, thank you so much for the invite. I do really appreciate it, brother. So, chat, you rule.
Hell yeah. Go subscribe to Superfan, always a good time.
And thank you, Tina Bojan. She made, I wanted to say that earlier, 90th subscriber was Tina. So thank you, Tina.
Yeah.
Big 9-0.
Let's get Adam over 100 tomorrow night on my stream. Let's do that tomorrow night. That's our goal. Get you 10 subs, get you over that 100 mark tomorrow.
Have a great evening, Gap After Dark. Thank you for joining us. I want to stream with you at some point, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta remember I'm retarded.
Oh, go ahead.
Vinny, what's up, man?
Yeah, dude. I'm working on City of Venus 2 right now, but if you want the first one, that's available. Go snatch it up. It ships right away. Shadow of the Kraken ships right away. And Through the Woods, hardcover, beautiful book. we just had a Friday underground stream earlier. So if you guys want to jump in there and take a look afterwards, go check it out. We had a good conversation. Some of the shit a little bit of what we covered in here, we did over there, and some other stuff. The Jennifer Lawrence bit with Tucker. We hit a bunch of that stuff too, and that Aaron Moriarty as well. It's dude, these celebrities are fucking ridiculous, but overpaid fucking babies looking for attention.
Yep.
Sucks too, because she's fine.
She is fine. I give her plenty of attention. You know, not just me, but good old Hans Cock. I'll give her some reconstructive surgery. She'll need it when I'm done. Anyway,
broke the back 40.
What happened to her face? He didn't do nothing.
We'll just leave her, just like last week with those other sons of bitches with a gaping hole. Hey, but anyway, if you want to have some laughs, come check out the streams and stuff. We're gonna have another one on Sunday. We'll have some more cool people in there, and it's always gonna be a good time. I had fun popping in earlier this week too with Etep and Adam. He had one of those midday streams. That was a fun time as well. But go check out all the great stuff. Sub to everybody. Go support all these great campaigns. And remember, be real, and all the fucking scumbags can go eat it.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, bro.
A pleasure.
Mr. Fisk.
Hey. Yeah. So you can catch up information on Book 1 and the upcoming Book 2 for Infinitale Chronicles at infinitaleChronicles.com. You can join me over on Twitter at Infinitale Comic. There's a lot of news that's always going out on there, as well as giveaways occasionally. We're well into production of Book 2 now. Some of you guys got to see a little sneak peek of what's coming. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of Book 2. I know we kind of discussed a little bit about it on Vinny's stream earlier tonight, but there might be a variant. Instead of just a variant cover, there might be an actual variant version of
crazy son of a bitch.
The multiverse.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Fiskverse.
The fist, Chris, the fist, Fisk verse.
Yeah.
If you will.
It's just the fist verse.
Yeah, you enter this universe and it hurts. But I can't wait to see what comes of Book 2. It's going to be much larger than Book 1. It'll be, as the first book was kind of an introduction to the some of the characters and the world. Book 2, the kind of the sophomore offering, gives a little more, I don't want to say action, but we definitely see a lot more kind of consequences start picking up. Shit's about to get dirty. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Oh,
I
thanks,
am
man.
too, man. I mean, it was great. Like, the only thing that has survived having to watch the Wang of Power was your comic. It's so much better. And so
shit.
through in my weird brain, I could kind of see, I'm like, okay, this was way better than that. And I'm like, man, if Chris could write this or have some hand in this show would be so much better. But I love your comic. And my British friend is very mad. He's like, I finished it. All I want is another page. I just want one more page.
I know.
Well,
I know.
I guess it's a good sign.
Infinitale's Shadow of the Kraken. I still need to get City of Venus, which I will soon, I promise, because I hear it's great. But Bond's Shadow of the Kraken and Infinitale Crown, I can't wait for the follow-ups. And the sad part is I'm going to sit down, read them, and in 30 minutes I'm going to be urging for more. I can't wait to have the entire collections. And
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do when we get the entirety of the 10-book series. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up the pace. Because obviously we've had some growing pains with the first one. We've had a little changing gears for the second one, but hopefully as the third and fourth and whatever move forward, we actually get them out in a much more frequent release schedule. Because I don't want a decade to pass for this book to come out, because I don't think I'll be around for that. But it would be nice to have a an omnibus of the entirety of the story, so you don't have to be like, oh, I read this and now what the hell? Like I gotta wait a year. It's like, no, this is the entire story.
Not to black pill or anything, but for some reason, if it does take a decade and you're not around, we will all chip in to get Ta-Nehisi Coates to finish it.
Damn, man. Well, there goes Kalen. There goes the redhead of the book.
So, Chris, you got to fight. You got to fight and stay around as long as you could, because Tony will make it happen.
Yeah, because if you gone, him gonna be a didn't do.
Damn it! I got all pressure on me too, because I know how it's gonna end.
Yeah.
I'll charge it to my privilege card. So.
Don't leave home without it.
Yeah.
Well, as the universes are built, though, you guys are rocking.
I did neglect to mention one thing too next week, Tony. On Wednesday, I'll be recording an interview with Women's Physique Pro Jamie Nicole Pinder. Her YouTube channel is Cats, Clits, and Clan.
Damn.
Yep. So we'll be doing a very candid interview next Wednesday. I'll be recording that and dropping that probably on Thursday. I might drop a little teaser because like once I edit it up and everything, you get like those little highlight videos. So I'll drop that on Twitter. But yeah, I emailed her and we had it scheduled like that. So yeah, her channel is like I said, Cats, Clits, and Clen. She's about 2,000 subscribers. So yeah, I'll be talking to her on Wednesday. So that'll be interesting.
Sweet, man. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. And I'm also looking forward to this Tuesday. We are going to we'll do what we do every Tuesday. Talk about old school wrestling, the Monday Night War retrospective. It will be the week of February 3rd, 1997. And see, my birthday is February 1st. So when this Raw played, when this Nitro originally played, I was 15 years old and 2 days.
Yep.
15 and 2 days. God, I was just a kid.
Baby Tony.
You were a wee little baby.
Like 3 years before I could buy cigarettes. Yes. I was just a little wee one when this played, but we are on the road to WrestleMania 13, and I can't wait for that watch party. That'll be coming up before we know it. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. We found out it's going to be Roddy Piper versus Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, for the World Heavyweight title at Super Brawl. And thanks to WWE spoiling all the episodes and the little thumbnails, in my continue watching, I see that Roddy Piper is going to be there this week. Also, I'm sure good things are going to happen on Raw. We got a little Stone Cold last week, so I'm thinking we'll get some more this week. Maybe he'll have another match or something. And we're working our way towards that big Thursday, Raw Thursday. It's a special 2-hour Raw. It's going to be live, and it's going to be Shawn Michaels defending the WWF Championship against Psycho Sid. That'll be, I think, 2 weeks as of February 3rd. It's going to be in the middle of February. So Thursday, Raw Thursday, that's coming up. We'll get some hype for that. And yeah, again, we're just on the road to WrestleMania 13. I don't think I've seen WrestleMania 13 because I was always kind of like, I didn't get all the pay-per-views back then. I'm just kind of like, I like Taker, but versus Sid. And I've seen the submission match in the past, just clips and whatever, but yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to the next year in wrestling. Like, it's one of Bret Hart's best years as a performer.
Yeah,
we get to really see I'll tell you what I'm not looking forward to is SummerSlam. That's going to make me sad. I don't want to see Steve Austin almost get paralyzed, but WrestleMania is a lot better of a show. It's the better Hart brother and good times. And Sid shits himself in the main event. So I don't know how obvious it is. I just know what happens. So
we'll find out soon.
Right? Yes.
When are we doing that one?
Couple weeks.
What date is it? WrestleMania 13. So we're on February 3rd. This will be March 23rd. So about a month and a half away, a month and 6 weeks or so. From the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago.
All I got to say is it's a good thing Undertaker was wearing his gloves.
Yeah. Good thing he took off that bright purple and went all black. Like, yes.
Maybe that was the reason he did it. He had heard rumors that, Sid tends to let some stuff rip, and he's like, I can't be in purple. It's got to be black.
Yeah, maybe he's like, he saw him at lunch. He was eating Taco Bell.
We need to start up a little pool, not to change the subject, but it's like, one thing when I was starting the show is like, I hope I have something to talk about. And every week there's always so fucking much to talk about. We need to start up kind of like, not a Deadpool, but just like, a liar's lottery card, like, will Trump be indicted by the time we go on next week? Maybe. Y'all mark it on your cards. Like,
will Trump get away for the 5 billionth time?
Yeah. So, make sure to check us out on Tuesday, 8:05 p.m. Eastern for the Monday Night War retrospective. Check us out next Friday for Liars. Will be a good time. I should be dropping more videos, single release videos. But in the meantime, if you haven't seen the Jack Murphy was right video, if you haven't seen me rebutting Tim Pool's point on whatever he fucking referred to humans as. I don't even remember the expression, but it's what the World Economic Forum. What's that?
Useless feeders?
Yes, useless feeders. The reason I don't remember it is because it's a World Economic Forum term, and I try not to remember that jargon. But talking about that, or even if you didn't see the Mark Zuckerberg Joe Rogan breakdown, go check that out. I should have something else out here soon, hopefully over the weekend. Love doing them. Love the reaction. I always get a lot of comments in those videos. Yeah, and it's just always fun talking with you guys. I also hit 271 earlier. Finally broke out of the 260s. I'm in the 270s. So thank you all for that. It means the world. And remember, they are not pop culture. They are a bundle of sticks. We are pop culture. And we will we'll see you soon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still